The renegade. Make we kick it off like this. Yeah, man. Kick it off like this. Turn on. Yeah, man. Body are lagging right now too, yeah? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, the place are fiery in the night, you know. Although make me feel kind of a little bit sick like a dog, you know, cause yes. But me do run go down the hospital there, you know. I look up procedure and I tell you, I see a brethren there, you know, one of them Asian brethren, they come in with him father and him sister and a calf. But me never want a mask, man. Take a picture, never want a mask. And I tell you, say, it make me feel, boy, you know, feel sick. So, you know, me I feel the local Jamaican thing, them and the remedy and, you know, I have some little things and run go down to the pharmacy and I try stabilize myself because I tell you, say, I feel like I can't move out of my bed, you know. Yeah, man, you know, if I come here, come on with a bag of things. Yeah, man, a bag of things. Right now. Yeah? All right, try to them are coming in now still. Yeah? Soon see them log in. Yeah, man. So I have to go on with a bag of things, you know. You know, so we multitask. So I have to take care of health first, you know. Yeah, man, the health have to take care of, you know. Yeah, man. Yeah, I say, when I'm up, yeah, the health have to take care of first. Have to. And when I feel sick and I kind of miserable in my bed. So, you know, saying at night, I just come and just blaze some fire right now, you know. Yeah, man. All right. Everybody reaching a 15 minutes time. So I'm soon going to kick on, you know. Right here, kick on, you know. Saying, yeah, man. So, you know, say, well, a be a fire blaze. Be a fire. I remember just go back to something. I forgot to ask the Maria. Yeah, man. In, right? All right. I forgot to ask the anchoring Prime Minister this. I forgot to ask him. The other day, the Prime Minister run out. And the Minister misinformation. Feel say you can come with the little bangaban and some bangaban speaking and, you know, some, when them call it beautiful speaking and can't trick nobody boy yet. Now gonna work again. It does not work. It just cannot work. When I'm sick, I'm miserable too, you know. You don't know that too, right? Yeah, man. And me, the man, you know, so me a straight shoot, I'm a talk straight. We don't go around kind of around here, right? Because we see the Prime Minister, I keep a meeting. People of Jamaica, we're tired of the foolishness. You can't make nobody come there and line them pocket and them family pocket and friend pocket and a country not running. It don't work like that. Country can't run like that. Saying? No country. We hear the Prime Minister, you come off with a little thing. Well, it's a distortion. And it make you look bad. Because you run out, come say you pay the opposition when not work. All them foolishness that me at me in our work. And we do mess the whole now in a parliament. I do the same amount of work. Only thing I do different from the opposition and when the bureaucrats and they call permanent secretary them give you something for run with, then you go cut two ribbon and speak. But you not about to not run this, you not do nothing, you just sit up, I'm a fucking out there, you free. The bureaucrats doing the work. Only time when I met now is when in the private house. So like me I tell people, so you say the opposition leader get the most money, you might get the most money for doing nothing how much ministry run. You're gonna put them under your name, sir. And by the way, that for sure you. If you are the Prime Minister and then you don't give the opposition the most money, we shall lie you tell. That means you're not good. Because I think you don't stop the wastage and all kind of little things. You know, see you do yourself, you hang yourself for the rope, brother. Time for you stop it, man. Stop it, man. No time for him stop it. Eh? Yeah, man, no time for him stop it and stop the foolishness. See? And next thing, I'm going to play this, but before I play it. And next thing again now. I'll show you the, yeah, brother, up. Yes. And next thing I'll show you again now, yeah? Okay. Yeah, people are calling my phone one time and I know we stick and, you know, got you, right? The man blaze and make a bag of knives when I make things. And next thing I'm going to show you again. As I said before, I see a poll, them come out with a poll. And the misinformation minister say, you know, the poll are misleading and are going to people head. Remember just remind you something, Andrew. Remind you something. 2016, nobody have to tell about the poll. This is how we go. 2016, the people them say them believe in you. So you get more vote than what you get in a 2020. Although you spend more money. But the people them just find you out. I know them find you out. You not have no return. Okay. So 2016, nearly a 1.9 million people for vote people. Yeah, we can like you figure correctly, we don't want to say approximately 1.9 million people. Yes, sir.
Big up yourself. How you feel?
Well, some just drink up some deep pH and drink up some other things and take some things. So, when I feel sick, I feel miserable. So I'll be a fire, I come blaze,
Boy, before we blaze the fire, tell me warm last weekend, man, because I never make it, No,
man, be nice, man. I can show you some footage. Me show 2 footage. When me I blaze 2 footage. Yeah? Yeah, man. Enjoy ourselves set speed, So we show 2 footage in the end part of the thing,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Because Jigsy go on hard, Jigsy. Oh, by the way, Prime Minister Jigsy burn you out, Yeah, and nobody feel, me not sure it because you might have feel said no because of my show Jigsy burn you. No, in just a burn you. Artists pan a whole burn you out. If you have government and not do good, them burn you out. So them burn you out. I mean, I have the clippings and me just show you to people have it. Them burn you. Yeah? Yeah, man. See? So, and the Prime Minister, let me tell you something about it.
Yeah.
Last week, the Prime Minister go a meeting down the country. I think I carried on somewhere down there. Eva Council meeting. One of them meeting him go. And the Prime Minister said the opposition leader get the most money, not doing nothing. Right? Remember, him from the government, him the Prime Minister. So if you ratty are the opposition leader, I lie him tell still, I lie him tell. And that because him so lie, him can't stop tell lie, brother. And him have a cabinet of liars. Yeah, man, them lie, man. Lie bad, man. You understand? Them just come up with something and think, say, hey, I could play some politics with this. And them not sister, them must think themselves. When you are the government, me are the government, ratty. That means me control the purse, right?
Yep.
So if me say, you forget, me I get paid, your pay automatically go up. You can't pay yourself at a matter of fact. You can't tell them, say, don't give me the money. Like what him say, I lie him tell. The cabinet have to reverse it. Him can't reverse it, And the cabinet have to make the decision. It's not the constitution. So I must tell lie, brother. The man too lie. So I must have a feel, a good man, give it back. Right? Then him say the opposition get the most money for not doing nothing. So you tell me, say, when them used to say 18.5 years and them was opposition, them did I get free money then? For opposition. Me think the opposition, them go to parliament and that them do. That's how them work, When you hear them oppose because the opposition have to hold them to account. Right?
Right.
But otherwise, in any ministry we run, the bureaucrats, the permanent secretary, that's why you can't change them. And it not affect the ministry. Because the permanent secretary understands you have people who can run the ministry without them. That's why when you win and you say, take a jackass here, like a jackass, like a crab, and you put him in a ministry where you understand. He not come out, come chat. He then come with some idea because him is a crab, him a walk sideways, brother. See? And then if you have a government I'll give the opposition the money and then complain, say, hey, that means you have flop government because of you raise the money. By the way, me hear they school them now, I say, them can run competition with the public school. So you know what, now people have got to dig deep in them pocket for the private prep school them. Them have got to pay more money. Because the teacher them have got to bring the teacher them paper and par. So you see everything start shuffle up all over the place. Because them teacher they believe going in the public sector. You see it? So now if you have your kids, them have a private school now. But you have to pay 100 and one of them schools show them up here 100 and that means them up here 315,000 for one kid for the year. Because the term, right? 1, 2, 3 term, right? In the year. Now, it has got changed now to 345. Because them have got add on 305, them say them have add on 40,000 pound that, So you have got to pay 120 more thousand pound where you have pay the year before. For September, where you have pay, for September term, you have got to pay it have for the year now come, you have to pay 120 more thousand for each kid. You see it? These are the replay fake where it have no ratty. Eh? And the man I look at about other term when the place mash up like this. The man figure sit down ratty. This a joke. It's a straight joke. Yes,
well, you know, I remember him saying, and I think you played the videotape too, or the audio, where him said, it was audio, where him said that you get the government where you pay for, and him said the reason why the government not functioning, words to that effect, is because they're not getting any money. No, keep that. Just hold that thought over that side. I know.
Yes.
Over that side, I know. Over that side, I know. Him say the opposition leader, I get all of the money. I make more money than him. And him say him never run a ministry and him not responsible for nothing and things like that. And even if I want to say we agree with him,
Yes.
I say we agree with him.
Okay, I can rotate.
Yes, sister.
Coming. I think. Hi, my friends.
How you doing?
How are you?
Put the camera up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay, that's what you said.
Yeah. Hold
on a
Not
second.
too far. All right. Right there. You're good.
I need volume as well.
No, you're good.
Volume all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Yes, Ratty.
yeah. So
Even if you want to agree with him, yes.
yeah. So even if you want to agree that the opposition leader I get money and him not do no work, I'm not have no ministry. Think about the argument there. When just remember what you saying now, him say him the prime minister, minister of defense, and him have about 18 ministries underneath him. And him say, well, right now, boy, you know, we not do no work because we not get the right pay. And nobody else say this money I get all the money and him not do no. Think about it. Him not no ministry. This man over here have no ministry. Him not basically him not no responsibility. But for who them people over here so responsible.
Accountable.
Right. No, the one over here so know who are run the country. Him say, the country not the government not run properly because we not get paid. And him have a ministry now, him have a responsibility to the people of Jamaica.
Yes.
Right? Him have complete responsibility.
Yes.
Him have complete responsibility over the purse strings. Him have complete responsibility over service delivery. Him have complete. And this man I go tell you, say, him not do it because he not get paid. And then him have the gall, the unlimited gall, to point on this man over here, so, which is not true. When him say this man over here so make more money than him, it's not true. It's not true. But you see the deflection. Yes. And what we are hope is that people just understand. People that's why people need to tune into them program and this program in particular, because this is not only a program where you criticize, but it's a program where you analyze.
Yeah,
you analyze and you criticize. Right.
Yes, dissect and I will give them solution too.
Because it don't make no sense when him say. No sense. And then keep in mind too, you know. Go back to the same argument that, we not work because we not get enough money, right? And then about 2 weeks later, I'm saying, we are work quite well because you see the money where we get the civil servants them. So the government is working. Him said this is an element of how well the government is working, that we can afford to pay them people. And I said, but you just don't say it now work well. That's why we not get payment. I know you say it work well because you pay the civil servant, and then at the same time you say, well, it not work well because we not get payment. It might make too much argument at the same time, and the whole of them conflicting. They don't make no sense, brother.
Them confused.
Them confused. You know, somebody tell me, and I don't know if I even should repeat it, but somebody tell me, say, it looked like the PM him not taking medication on time. Somebody mentioned that to me. I don't know if it's true if I'm not take medication or not, but them say him not taking medication on time, and that them supposed to do it in the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Anyway, people who are listening, it's a joke. Because some people out there take it serious. It's a joke.
No, but we never know because we don't know. I'm confused. But a program like this, to hold them accountable. You say if we don't do tabloid, he won't mind, But tell me what we do now. When we are talking about him and people, we always have something like this line up for him. Let me show you what we are talking about. Come back to it. Right? Look here. Just to
you cannot keep the largest part of your labor force, which is the public sector workers, under austerity. What it does, it demotivates them. it makes them wonder, what am I working for and why should I put out effort? And when their income declines, and if any of you here are teachers and you realize that you can't take taxi to work anymore because your income simply can't afford it, now you have to jump on the bus, you reach school late, your uniform or your clothes pull up, and you just don't feel like you should put out that effort. What happened there? Your productivity as a teacher goes down. Results start to fall and the country start to move back way.
So I'm telling you, the country move back way. Turn up your mic, Patty. You can hear me? You hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah, man, hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when they say the country go back way. Because,
right.
Yes. Eh? I him say that. Then him tell them why him not work because them not get paid. Him not get paid, him not work. We like the bureaucrats them are putting the thing. See? A man a too lie and him just go around and him feel say him have it all. You understand? Let me give you a next one before you say something about it.
Give me the next one.
To all my MPs, we are in the business of public service. We're not in it for ourselves. We're not in it to make ourselves better. We are in it to make your life better off. And the moment that you feel that you are in politics for yourself, then I say to all of my MPs, the moment that it is appearing that you are in it for yourself and not for the people, that is the time when you should leave the scene as a politician.
Let me tell you this. As Sir Michael Manley, all of Sir Michael Manley's speech, him sit down and study. Himself study him and him move it and then him fling it out. Let me play it and make you hear the speech when him get that offer. You man tell you, say the moment you feel leave the scene, this is the speech when him get it offer. Listen.
I'm going to wind up now. Winding up now. Let me tell you how I wind up now. Socialism has got to be built. We have to build it like a house. It can't be handed down. So who come into socialism for a handout? No, not so. It have to be built. And it need, everybody want to work. Everybody must have love. Everybody must have discipline. We must keep our cities clean. No socialist would ever drop a piece of dirt or litter in the streets because the socialist would remember the one coming behind. Only people with a capitalistic mentality would ever dirty the streets. Who have love, who have justice, who have concern, keep your city clean. Make I tell you what the party must do. The party, our party is open to all. Our party must be first in discipline. Our party must be first in work. Our party must be first in sacrifice. Our party must be first in study. You must study. If you're a socialist, you must study. You must study. That's why we start all the great programs, literacy, so that we can bring knowledge. True knowledge is power. You must read. Now I have a book called Manley and the New Jamaica. Who should find a way to read it. My own little book I write for you is you I write it for. Politics of change is you I write it for. To give you wisdom and understanding. Read it. Make group bite and somebody read it and want to discuss it because you must be first in study. Knowledge is power. My last word is for the role of leadership. First of all, the leadership of socialism must walk in humility. Humility. Must be humble. Must be humble. Must always be humble. There is no place for arrogance in the party that I lead. And anybody that is arrogant over the people must get out of leadership.
So you must say get out. And the same thing, but you repeat it back in a theme way. No place for arrogance. Anybody with that, if you understand, you will say yes or no. I didn't just spin it around. Me hear the talk.
The only one that is fit to lead is the one that walk hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder, equal with the people, loving with the people. That's why I don't want no big flashy motor car.
Okay.
I don't want nobody in my party go with flashy clothes.
Yeah.
I dress simple. And I drive in a simple little car. And Bev driving a simple little car. Because we must walk with the people. The day we think we're bigger than the people, we have no business to lead. Socialism walks in humility with the people. If you're a socialist, you must have love and concern. And if you're a leader, you must stay close to the people. I said to the leaders of socialism, stay close to the people. When the people are worried and unhappy, don't run away from them. Stay close like a shepherd. Give them love. Give them care. That is socialism. The leader in socialism must know so that he can explain. He must understand so that he can lead. He must inspire by example. And above all, he must have integrity. 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 Only honesty can lead the people in socialism. Therefore, my comrades.
So you hear that? You hear that? So when though, if you listen to the speech, welcome, sir. Herb, in the building.
The man in the wilderness.
Greetings, my brother, man.
My number one attorney and my esteemed publisher.
Respect, my friend.
Yeah, I got kind of carried away listening to and giving input to the St. Catherine South Police meeting a while ago. And listening to Carl Berry, Superintendent Carl Berry, he was the guy, Ratty, who did the human trafficking all day long. He was with us 3 years ago. Or no, 2020. Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it was very interesting. He's also cyber expert and anti-crime, trained by your old alma mater there at the Bureau. So, he had a lot of interesting things to say.
I saw the promo for it, but I was on another program, Waterhouse Vibes.
Yeah.
Yes,
I realized that.
Yes, I jump off of that program to come join my brethren.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I like it. Yeah, man. Yeah, Ratty. All right. So you see when though, him study, because remember him attack Sherman Lee, with the bag of garbage what them I do right now. And it's so hard. I remember said something straight to you, Andrew. It's hard when we notice some mother, you have some single mothers in a ghetto era, struggle with the kids then. We don't have nothing for them. Any country will put kids and old people last is a failed state. And we not stop say it. You understand? We not stop say it. Yeah? Me hear one of the police that the same one where they might try to push him up or go under the bed for people. Me soon show you him. Because I have him the other day, because I come blaze fire, my face him, I play some real fire on him. Yeah? Me hear him a threaten for lock up people, Ratty. At the first ever hear this, you go around the people who look on the clothes and fear him, That's the one named McGregor.
Stephen.
Yeah? Yes. Stephen McGregor. That they press button. Right? And a police night, Him know if me say mobile, him understand me. So I'm a police. All right. See? And by the way, me never go down na mobile too. I mean have other people go down na mobile. You might tell me say nothing, you think you can go around me. All right, you not stay there. See, me know mobile run, man. You understand? I mean, when you go down there, there's a difference at police down there, no better. Because when town police go down there and them still them they make you come to the house, Them going to the house and them seize where them are seized and do all kind of thing. Like him now, show him have stripe. When certain man go down there, them rich. And then when you talk to the youth, them on the ground, them tell you one, you can't lead too much thing and lead back to them. I don't know how them in a police thing same way. You understand? Me hear him in a Cockburn pen, I threaten people, say, I'm going to lock them up because them people in go school and they get out a jail card free to go talk to a woman. Can you imagine? Can you imagine now a woman with five children, 4 children, no father, no have no money, no have nothing. and you take them. Me no know who's give him the power there, you know. Me ma go on like him at the government because you're supposed to have agency for go there. You send people and find out why them not go school and you try to help them. But you not threaten them with jail and get out of jail free. And that's how it work. So if you take with the parent now, you take with the one parent, even if you lock them up and you leave the kids them. What happened to them, Ratty? Them now have no guidance around them now. That means the big dirty every chest man them can come in and draw them with sodomize the little boy them and rape the little girl them and do them all kind of things. That makes sense, Ratty? Them still hungry, them still now go school. What you gonna do? Take them and put them in a government institution with them. Who are enough of them are around the government institution? Them are raper. You know what talk straight. Because enough going to them come out with belly, you know, and a joke you're making. So me born them, you know. Jamaica need to straighten up. Yes, Sister Marie.
Yeah, greetings again to my brothers and to all the listeners on the World Wide Web. Okay, a few things. In listening to your opening, and you know, Rattigan talking about what Andrew Holness is saying. If Andrew Holness believes that what he says, then he and his wife should not be in politics right now, because he says, you know, you're not there to serve yourself, so they should be out of politics. That's the first thing. And what people need to understand about the Michael Manley administrations is that the PNP under Michael Manley and sometime up to PJ had a political education arm, you know. And that political education arm was responsible for teaching the principles and objectives of the People's National Party. So Michael Manley did not only say that you had to be educated about leadership. He, as a matter of fact, he implemented it. Because I remember once being in the 90s, being an instructor going across the island, teaching the principles and objectives of the People's National Party. Another thing, this McGregor situation, that one irks me, because it is one thing to try to implement a truancy program when you have a functioning education system.
Good.
What McGregor is trying to do is make criminals of decent people, because you cannot just lock up parents because the child did not go to school without first finding out why it is this child or these set of children are not in school and are not in school on a consistent basis. Given the current state of education in Jamaica, they don't have any moral ground on which to stand to do this to any parent. And then he's going to say, oh, their get out of jail free card is to sign up for these programs. No. Why not go in there first? Speak to the guidance counselor, because schools have guidance counselors. Go into the schools and speak to the guidance counselors. Find out what is happening with this child or these children. And these guidance counselors and teachers, if they're worth their salt, will know every child, every home, every parent, every guardian, to say this is the situation affecting this child or these group of children. But they cannot incarcerate their way out of problems.
No.
And the education system is so broken that they first need to fix the education system, fix the hospital system, fix the security system before they come and implement that. Because from what I'm gathering, they're trying to implement a truancy program where the children don't go to school, then you know. But there are steps to that. You don't just go and do that. It doesn't make any sense. And he's only trying to make criminals of decent people, which is wrong. So when he imprison these people and they come out, they become monsters. They become monsters.
The problem, you're right. You're very right. You cannot just go in gangbusters on a truancy program, right? I understand what he's trying to impact and what he's trying to create. Okay, so you create fear in the minds of the parents that if you're not looking out for your child, if you're not ensuring that they are fully dressed, fed, and sent off to school on a daily basis, then most naturally, if there are programs out there that you can be involved in through CDC or any other agency within your community, then you need to get into those programs and make sure you're going to make it happen. But we're not talking about parents who have a set job that have 10 to 6 hours. We talk about parents who are normally hustling, right? They don't have that set time frame to get anything accomplished like the rest of us may have. So the bottom line is you've got to act in accordance with your community organizations, and you have to find out not only from the guidance counselor but also from the community organizations how you can go about helping families. These are underserved communities. You mentioned it's funny you mentioned Cockburn Pen a while ago. Where's that located in Jamaica?
Near to Ratty. A Ratty part of
Near
community.
Towile.
Yeah, near the
Olympic Way.
Waterhouse. Yes, in that general area there. From 3 miles going back.
Yeah,
Right,
from 3 miles
Ratigan?
ago, Olympic, we are going to Towile. The
Okay.
park.
Yes.
Right.
The on the right hand side.
Yes.
If
And
you
it
know
bad up,
Ratty-
it bad up with Walton Park Road up at the top.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, you go down there, so Ratty does. I'm about to play a field, man. And I might play field out there, but I want to play field.
It's play field. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. About to play in field, man.
Listen. A while ago, on the St. Catherine South program, they were complaining. They were saying that they're being impacted by the ZOSO and the SOEs. And one area they mentioned that they were getting a lot of trouble from a lot of people with gangsters and stuff was Cockburn Pen, right? Right there in St. Catherine South. And he says they are either seeking refuge, right? And they're participants in a lot of different programs, to include with the Haitians and drugs for guns, and bringing people in through uncontrolled ports out there in St. Catherine South. So it's funny that you mentioned that. And I don't know what Steve McGregor is doing lately, because he's been pushed to the top quite a bit. I thought he would be assistant commissioner by now.
And that them say assistant commissioner in the paper just last week.
Is he assistant commissioner now?
Them say assistant commissioner.
Yeah, because he was acting for a while and then they drop him back to senior soup.
Them
And
say
then,
assistant
he
commissioner.
said he had the ability to be commissioner of police.
The ability, hold on, but before you say anything else, let me just play this as you just say have the ability. This ability you have to
Still has some of the prerogatives flowing from elsewhere. Many of these prerogatives are not exercised now and probably never will be exercised. So there are people who would say, well,
Last
Yeah?
night. Go ahead. Right. No, we have found the man that we're looking for, so you can stand down on the record.
So this is what him do. I finish play it though, but
This
But
guy was
Patrick Bailey, them not find the man that kill the police and the rest of who kill the man in the house. In a Patrick house. Them not find them. Them can't find them. And really, they're going to prison now for nothing at all. So, nothing at all, no do, but him can't go find a youth so quick. Him can't find the real gunman them. But you can't find a youth under bed. Eh? If you just say one thing. Okay, let me go and play him. So, I see where I'm lean to, man. I see where I do, man. Look here.
He was on the bed hiding, but we found him.
You hear?
Lightning and thunder, earthquake, judgment by earth. And now we have judgment on earth. Lightning and thunder for all of us.
Go better that man. Go see you like when you're going to your car, man.
I'm really sorry for using indecent language. I'm sorry for whatever I said in the video. All those bad things, I'm sorry about it.
So the police
I'm sorry to the police force. I'm sorry.
To apologize sincerely to the Prime Minister, Honorable Andrew Walnes, to Jamaica and to the Jamaica Conservative Force.
Andrew
When do the Jamaica Conservative Force
should apologize to the nation of Jamaica by saying, just in case there was a misinterpretation of that arrest, I want no Jamaicans to feel afraid to express themselves.
right.
Joe, you see what kind of prime minister this? If you never have a program like this, so we are telling Andrew say you're the liarest thing, and you have the worst government in the world, not just Jamaica, then you want to stop it and stop the foolishness. You and them. Can you know say me run them when me see them and them chat them foolishness and send them because talk them because out than this. Me run them way, you know. So I better them deal with me good, you know. Me none of the foolishness with them, you know. This are all them out order. This is the dictator state never turn the thing, you know. That's why them run Ratty. That's why them want to deal with the constitution. Who them send? Malawi Fort. And who again? Some look crappy. For do what? Say them a straighten what, Ratty? You're a liar. Wait, she can straighten Ratty. I would put things to please themselves. This is foolishness, a garbage. They tell them if you sick of more fire on my body, you know.
This is the one of the man asked about whether or not the deputy prime minister, because she talked about what's included in the constitution, position-wise. And the man asked her, what about the I hear the same man where Warmington cuss off, you know. The same man where Warmington cuss off and tell him say my chink.
Oh, yeah. The counselor.
He asked the question, and him ask her about whether or not the position in the constitution. And she said no. So him said then that position is unconstitutional. And why are we paying for somebody then? And it's an easy answer, no, but she couldn't answer the man. She couldn't answer the man, and she as a representative. Just similarly, she couldn't answer when they asked her what will be the powers of the president that we're talking about in the New Republic, and she couldn't answer that. She's a poor representative.
Yes, me I tell them, and them just go. What they want to do is put things for please themselves, for save themselves from prison. But we have to hold them accountable. We need to hold them accountable.
You know what, Herb? I haven't looked at and maybe you can talk about it a little bit. I know you have looked at it. The Kleptocracy statute, where the guy Sakaris was tell about, because that's a statute where going back to lonesome position that we need to hold them accountable. That's one statute that we could use to hold them accountable.
We have to hold them accountable.
In a lot of cases, if any monies, especially and what came to mind when I read it was the money for the COVID support, over 700 million. And if any citizen of Jamaica can show where U.S. funds were misappropriated, misutilized, stolen, whatever, they are subject to receive up to $5 million in reward, right? So if that doesn't get them looking and talking, and all you have to do is reach out to Homeland Security investigations at the U.S. Embassy in Kingston. You don't have to go through the Jamaican police. You can go straight to the U.S. Embassy, make a report, and they'll take it from there. Right? Now, I suggest you get a lawyer, because you want to make sure when it's filed with that report, there's a lawyer present, records the report with you, and that can do a continuation with any U.S. law firm if the case goes to Miami or wherever the case goes to.
So, I'm going to ask you though. The 750, it was U.S. That was a loan, right? But them get a grant. Them get a grant. Them get number one. Aris, what her name? Aris, them get 31 million the other day. The Prime Minister. Where use it for? That's nearly $5 billion, you know. Remember 30 are like 4.5 billion, you know. 31 are nearly, do you understand? 31, little more than that. Little more than 4.5. Around 156 or 154 or something now. $4. So it look more than 4.5. Right? It gone up more. So you put it 4.6, 4.75. It 4.8 or somewhere around there, so billion. Then them they get some other money from the other day. Them just get them get 22 million pound the other day again.
From Britain, from the UK.
Well, that's over $4 billion again.
Yeah.
Yes. And then them get some other money, man. But them are just some them they are on a loan. Them they grant. And them get more money from the pandemic. So them get billions of dollars. Where them money they gone? Because it not do no social intervention, it not do not at all. Where them gone?
It's a mystery.
Where's the money?
It's a definite mystery, and the bottom line is the kleptocracy law or Kleptocracy Act will prosecute government members outside of the United States, right? They will come down, they'll get them and then bring them back to the US. So they're not gonna mess around with them. They get the proof and they will come get them. I don't know what UK or Canada will do.
Tell me something though. Well, America used to have a stand with them come for you, know. Even if you're like 9 years ago when them in the place and them a try double cross and thing. But me see them ease up that standard, them wait when you're out of power. And this why Andrew gets some of me and them ministers them. That's why them a get some of me. Them a get GG. I'm gonna give them something factual because the other day them come out to that poll. No, them a get me in a party. Serious. The other day them come out to that poll. And then
it could be Ratty making threats and we don't know about it. You see?
I'm gonna take them. But them get bummy, very bummy. All right. So the other day them come out to the poll, but the same man will come out to the poll. I did a poll for them long time. I think at Sir Siago, Edward Siago. I think Edward Siago used not Sir Mandy. Edward Siago to use him from the early days, right?
Yeah.
That's the same poll style. So yes, Edward Siago first start using. Then it start run up. So when them do the poll and they show something else, them are right with it. So the poll, you know, them run out and say something, but maybe just remind them of something. And remember this, a factual thing I deal with. Yeah? 2016 election. We have 1.9 something million people on the voters list. How much people vote? 884,000? Yes. All right. So the popular vote. 867. The popular vote, PNP did get 430,000 plus. JLP get 437,000 plus. Yeah? So you around it have maybe 868,000 vote. How much people turn out for the vote? Although them spend more money this time. I don't know if I have to sell money or what. But they spend more money this time, right? For buy vote. How much voter turn out? Me know say the PNP voter them stay home. Because them not vote, them turn out them, so them get 300 and something thousand, 300,000, so like 120,000 and 100,000 stay home. How much vote the JLP get overall? Remember, you know, if you do good, and it's a 2020, you'd have climb. But no, you lose 7,000 votes after all the money we spend. So him get, no, lose 30,000 votes. Him get 407,000. Remember, in 2016, you get 437,000, you know. And 2020, you get 407,000. You swing, you're 21%. Oh, you're going up. Number one, now what's the poll? Oh, yeah, and then around 10 or 13% gone off of that, you know. And some hard poor people, maybe them just scratch them name of Father Andrew, you know. But the real people, you have some people, they might have voted for Labour Party. Them not right because them can't read and write. Them not right, them not take no can from Andrew, but they lie this thing. You understand? Them no con man when them see them no pirate. So no care what him do. It not resonate with the people. Them say, you think you can't trick again? You know, have no sense around here. You understand? Because of 21% the last time. So 21% can win in a normal election. What do you think so? 21%?
Well, we have to blame the people who never vote, you know, because what happens is that 21% give them a landslide and a mandate.
But Ratty, no, we want to blame them, you know why? Me don't tell Peter Phillips, I tell you the truth. Me don't tell Peter Phillips said, him should do like what Mando do in a 1982.
And about a run.
No, because let me tell you why. It was a pandemic. So who want to run up and down like jackasses and things, it's 3,500 odd people lose them life. And one bag of people sick and still sick up on them thing there. For a man come run something like in a pandemic like this, when I never time for vote yet. I never time for vote yet in 2021, them have 2021, you know. Got 2016 election one, you know. Him know what him do. See? So him do that. And at the same time, you know what they do? Let me tell you which one of the election they do. The local government every 4 years. Him not call it, him never call the two of them together and put it on one ballot box. So you see, him know what him do? Eh? Him want to do this and then him come back now and put heavy on the tactic on the people them. And then come out now after him say him not work. Him come and say him not work and people for just look what him do. Because you have to see the impact little later. Who am I tell that? Eh? That makes sense, Shati?
Well, speaking of impact, have you guys looked at the the job description for MPs and ministers.
Read it out for me now. You have it? Read it out.
When you read this, well, first let me give a backstory. Them use a consultancy group. I forgot Ernst and I forgot the name of the company.
Like $1 million?
Yes.
So when you take $1 million now, we could have gone to school and look over people them and do a lot of things so people can create job and give your friend them if you just tell them say, oh, you need a raise up here. And get job description.
But here's the thing.
No sense.
But here's the thing, the document what them use to justify the raise up here.
Yes.
Them say it's still in a draft. Them got the glean and everybody asks it because
them tell them in a draft. So
all
the raise up here, Ratty.
So then them come out with them 2 documents here based on a draft. So the question is, how could you come out with 2 documents and try and table them in bring them before Parliament?
And it's
a draft, and then you don't want nobody can answer nobody can answer the basis for these 2 documents because I'm in a draft. It don't make no sense.
No.
But when you read the document, so that's the backstory. But when you read the documents, then you realize that first of all, with a job description, right? And her familiar with this. A job description, them say it must be measurable, it must be attainable, and it must be reasonable. A job description must also have some kind of consequence built in. Saying if you don't do this, or if it's not built into the job description, it must be somewhere saying that if you fail to do these things, then here are the consequences. When you read these things, first impression I have is that anybody who involved in a human resources in Jamaica, any one of the companies, or even in the government, could have do this. Could have do this on a government salary. They never have to pay them.
So with $1 billion Ratty.
Yeah. Then them ask them the things that them tell them for do are things where politicians supposed to do. Like him said, you must keep in contact with your constituency.
$1 billion Ratty. Continue. $1 billion. People, this is what the people them do line them friend them pocket. Where you give a man $1 billion for do what? That's $1 billion Ratty. Continue.
Yeah. Then it, like for example, here's another one. You must review and pass legislation to provide up-to-date and relevant set of laws for the country. You have
but
to
that them do right now. So
yes.
They mean a matter of fact them pass more law and put in more red tape for hurt the poor and needy. Every day.
Here's another one. Regular attendance and active participation at sittings of Parliament.
That's what them we put them in there. They make a bag of nice and do what bag of foolishness. $1 billion. Tell me again, next one. Something new.
That's it. You must participate in debates on bills and motions before the House.
Them are do $1 billion people.
That are for the MP them, right?
That's $1 billion this, Yes.
Yeah. It says performance standards. Top priority given to an avoidance of schedule conflicts with sittings of the House. So you must avoid the conflicts with sittings of the House and meetings of committees. So you must make sure that when you have meetings of the House and the committee, that them don't happen at the same time.
But them do that, them work out. This is foolishness. This is what they do all the time.
You must have regular meetings with your constituents to provide updates on constituency matters.
No, we tell them that, and we are telling them that long time. And them not do that. So that not value $1 million.
Here's one competency. But here's one of them. You must have excellent mental acuity to make meaningful contribution to discussions, debate, and other perspectives. You hear that? Excellent mental acuity.
Go tell Warmington and tell one of them that. By the way, the first man if you tell that, are the one that won't have the pan. But you talk to her. What ministry that today now?
Does that mean you mustn't be sleeping either?
What's your name? Just the pan.
No, man, but the next one, my brethren, your brethren, man, my brethren knows him. What blessed and what I'm saying?
Oh, he feels blessed.
No, man, Maria, no for call him name proper, man.
Maria, go ahead.
Maria, I don't want the name.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Huh?
What's the name again?
What did you say, Wayne?
What the commissioner name again?
Google Gaga.
but I mean, listen to them things. You must have working.
Leave my best friend alone.
You must have a working knowledge and understanding of the rules of Parliament and parliamentary debate.
Yeah. Come on.
This is the job description,
Then this is what? This is what demand them. And by the way, this is a garbage, you know.
No, but you know we're not united. We're not united. We're not united. Remember, I said it must be a measurable, attainable, and reasonable. We're not united. It's a contract between the people and the parliamentarians. That's united, you know.
So you have them something tonight. We're going to give them something. We give them something more. No, should I put tonight because I garbage this.
Yeah.
And remember, this is just a draft, so you can correct the draft. So it shouldn't release.
No, this is not the draft. This is not the
draft.
This is the real thing. This is the real thing. Will come from the draft, which shouldn't have happened.
No, it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, they should have the draft.
But it's a draft still. So if it's a real thing, you know, but it comes from the draft. Remember, you know, we have to tweet up the draft, tweak it little, because we are giving them something and take out them rubbish there with them just to look a while. Yeah? Because they're not supposed to give a contract to them friend and no kickbacks. And that's one here, you know.
And by the way, you can tell the one for the job description for the ministers of government.
Yes.
You can tell them that on page 7 and page 4. No, page 3 and page 7, them have typo. Them have typo errors. Them have typographical errors. like Siwana, them spell respectful. RSPECTFUL.
And then put typo. That means this way them that touch you even out them to correct it. They say nothing of a correct. So all them do the ways appear without correct these things, right?
No.
And there's no one know.
But Ratigan, this is my question to you. Normally when somebody is going for a job, shouldn't they first be qualified for the job?
Exactly.
Because if you cannot say to a doctor, when you get in the job, then we're going to train you for the job. I thought the doctor had to train first and then go and apply for the job.
No, here's the thing. The contract, for example, no, right?
Yes.
What I would have liked to say is that even if you put this document in place, they should say, okay, you need to have a separate document now between, because every constituent, the constituencies them different, they have different needs. Although some of them, although a lot of them have the same needs, you know, like roads, water, job, health, education, housing.
So the basic needs, yes.
Right. But what we would like to say is that there's one between the constituency and the politician where them say, okay, we are going to elect you. You've been elected. So now you are going to know for until the next election cycle.
Yes.
You are going to fix the road down there. So we're going to get a medical center over here. We're going to do this. Now, some people might say, well, you know, that's the national government have to allocate the budget and then they have to do that. Well, they tell them, say, well, listen, we need you to go there and fight and get them things out. We need you to go and fight. And even if you don't get them, we need to see you fight.
Yeah,
but
because hear this. But you're right, Ratty. Hear what them should do in a job description. First of all, let me just give them the first thing, and them have to respect this. So when me give my vote, remember you can't get over the aisle with my vote. That means you can me. If I vote for one person, you can't tell me say you're independent, you resign because voting somebody else. If you can't do a job. And we can withdraw our vote from you too. If you're not work. And them the one at the job description. Look here, So the first thing, if we say you not perform, then we sign up and we withdraw. We'll make you sign a letter to it. We say we don't need you no more. So you say if you do that, you get them working, you don't want to do nothing else. So we are your boss. So if we say you're not work and we say, okay, the place pop down, you're not represent in a politics, you represent party, we are fire you. We are fire you. Not until the people them know so you have the power to fire these nastiness, them not behave themselves. Because that should have in the job description. So when you go to parliament, we talk to you neither, you know. So you have to come to work, you have your office, and you have to come and keep a meeting.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So you come and keep meeting. So you're around there, so you're there, so because the constituency might be big. So you have different places where you go. That you have to take care of, and you hear the people them needs, and you walk, and you see them needs, you're there with them. So
and then you go parliament.
Parliament.
Right.
This is why you carry a parliament, because the road them not fixed yet. We don't have the water yet. We want to do a job creation here. We want to do this. So you make sure I tell him, and you listen out to him, you know. For him to answer him stand up. And him back. Remember we have a Westminster model. In a UK, not care who are the prime minister. For them side, them come up and say them that said the honorable gentleman or the honorable lady. When you go into this and that, them one cabinet minister question them, you know. Question time, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what to do and everything because them have to represent the people. Why them can't do it in Jamaica?
Well, you say
can't take my vote and mad, you come the earth. You can't take my vote and then cross a floor with it as you like. Because for me now want to vote for these people and me make a vote. When me look now, you take the people them vote and you cross floor with it. Because your leader talk to you know want hear that you cross floor, it cannot work. We must can withdraw back a vote. We're going to fling you out of office before time. You say if you do that, you get a different Jamaica right now. Because them know them are walk on eggshell and it mash. Because you know, enough for them, you know, if them step on eggshell, you know, so it'll crush up, you know. Eggshell, you know, ratty. And that them for do that, them just put that alone in this. And make a hole there. Yes, sir.
Yeah. You're talking about recall elections, right?
Yes.
Where the district that you represent should be able to recall you.
Of course.
Right? Without hesitation.
Yes.
If you don't come visit, if you don't find out what the issues are, if you're not coordinating with your local councillors,
yes,
parish councillors or KCC councillors, if you're not doing that, then you need to be recalled.
And even them too, you know, them because them council have a way for make them beat up the people them. For them vote or vote for it if you can recall too. Same way. Because you see them and them people for start vote for me too, you know. You fi stop which party win, then them take a me and elect a me from that. No. Put them on the ballot box to do it and we can recall a me. So the me, you know why? It's better for Jamaican people to get a better deal. Let me tell you why. You will have one party win. The more seat, but when you look at the other party of a me because them are right. Them have to compromise and work together. You get better outcome from that. You understand what I say, Ratty? You feel them for vote for Prime Minister too. You know, vote for MP, but through him as the leader and turn a Prime Minister. If you vote for a Prime Minister, you understand? It's better for the people, them. Better for them.
I mean, when you read this, when you go through this thing, I'm telling you, it's a disaster because these are all things that they should be doing. And if you have a table, so well, first of all, remember that this was promised back in 2016. And we just get it in 2023. That's the first thing. And then when we get it done, things say, okay, this thing is of substance now. Now we have something now where we can hold politicians accountable for. When you read this, you can't hold them accountable with this inside there.
No, I can't.
You can't. You can't. When you read this, it's all floral language.
Yeah.
It's all may and this and that. And there's nothing in there that says that if you fail to deliver on these things, here are the consequences. There's nothing in there. And there's nothing in there, even like I said, even if you want to put this and say, okay, this is a description of how you perform in Parliament and outside or whatever, there's nothing in there talking about the people. With the people, I say we need roads, we need this, we need that. And if you don't do it, then this is what we're going to do. We don't see it. Because you know what I'm going to say? You know what the Prime Minister, I remember him said this one time.
Yeah.
Him said this one time saying that, I forgot what the issue was, but him said, if you don't like the government, then you can always wait till the election and then you can vote out the government. I think it was the Prime Minister said. I'm not quite sure, but some politician said it, that you can do that.
Ratty, so hear this. Me say, Marley say, I think the PM use GPT. AI to generate the documents. No, to not make them mistake, let him do it. The AI better than that, man. AI
well, the story below that now says you should read what's published in today's Gleaner. 4 more donors reveal in the Commonwealth Secretary General bid. Right?
Oh, you know, I got the story. You want somebody to get the story?
No, you're not giving the story yet. But the
what is? I mean, I met the people them know. I try file a complaint against Fin Partners because Fin Partners provide wrong information or incomplete information, to the U.S. government. Yes. And because of the gentleman where Herb introduced me to him, Zacharias, the lawyer out of Washington who have the journal, who published the story. And first he put it on the internet. And then he published the journal. The journal just finished, I think, last week or so. And it's a story about the Honorable Minister. All of a sudden, Fin Partners filed an amended submission. Now, keep in mind, they filed the first one June of last year. In fact, me have it right there, so.
Yeah. And them call Finn partner and tell them to do it still, you know. Them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
them are to do it because show a fear name alone. They must say you have to do this, you know, because
June
you
6th.
so Finn partner forget mash up too.
June 6th of last year, them file it, right?
Yes.
Right.
And then them come back and them file one now. Now, keep in mind, a couple things to keep in mind. Remember, and
Yes.
you play it up.
Yes.
Minister Morgan going to Parliament, and them say, I'm going to give you 3 names: Musan Group, Grace Kennedy, Keith Duncan. And then leader of the opposition and the other gentleman, I can't remember his name right. Julian Robinson. Them ask him, okay, is this a comprehensive list? Is this a complete list? No. And them say, okay, who else? And them say, no, those people I suspect they don't want their names to be known. So never give them no names. So we only have 3. We went from having no names to 3 names, right? Then Finn Partners come out now and then publish 7 names. Now, what's interesting is that the Musan group of companies is not on Finn Partners list. So where did the Minister of Information get that information from?
Must have been an individual from Musan Group.
Must have what?
Must have been an individual from the Musan Group. And they mistakenly say Musan Group.
No, well, the names that they publish. And have the names here. Have you seen it, Herb? The names?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
All right, the names that they published, right? Hold on there. The names that they publish, I don't think it have anything to do with I don't think it have anything to do with Musan. Wait there.
None of they publish individual names.
Yeah. Here are the names. All right, here are the names. Keith Patrice Duncan. That's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, Sandals Resorts International.
Oh.
Number 3, Grace Kennedy Limited. Number 4, Seprad Limited.
Seprad.
Number 5, AIC Barbados Limited. That's a company that's, I believe, linked with
Leachin.
Michael Leachin. Right.
Leachin.
Number 6, the Jamaica National Group Limited.
Yes.
And number 7, Barita Investments Limited.
PSOJ at work. Yeah.
No, Musan Group is not here.
Musan Group.
But Minister Morgan said in Parliament that Musan
Group was a
Musan Group, right?
You know what the vice thing the vice chair for Musan Group.
Isn't it Nigel Clark?
Nigel Clark.
Is Nigel Clark involved? Was he involved with them?
Yeah, he was part of them. I don't think him did lead.
Then you're what now? The Finn Partners now never file a complaint this week against them, you know. In them thing, them say them get $33,000 in April, 33 in May, 33 in June.
Yes.
But when you look at the payments, them in April, them only get 25, not 33.
Right.
Right? Then we want to know what happened to the Musan Group, where the Musan Group come from. Then let me say April, then May. Something wrong with some man. Then watch I know. In April, May, in May, them get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 payments in a May. Them get 29, 39, 48.
What? And a 99 that? Well on. And a 1,000 that?
In all, them say them collect 81,000. But them tell it, now the first one, them say them get 99. This one, I know them say them get 81,614. So
why them not tell life and them say
so in April, them get 29,000, right? In a May, them collect 29, 39, 48, 55, but 55 and change them collect.
Yeah.
In a May, no payment in June. But in the first one, them say them get the payment June 1st, them get $33,000. And them get in a May 1st, them get $33,000. This is what them saying in June now, you know.
Yes.
Them say we get them on, but now with the new filing, them say no, we only get 81 and we got no payments in June. We got payments in April and May, and Musan is not on it. But here is a key. Them say okay, you receive all of this money from these 7 people and groups, and who is the foreign principal? every single one of them come in.
No, tell you, I'll file upon them. Tell them to do it, you know.
You don't know if you can.
You have to deal with it, Ratty. Yes. Yeah, man, I see it, man.
You see it?
I see it clearly, man. Yes, man. So you need to fight against them. Make them hold them accountable because them now put themselves in more trouble. You understand?
Yeah.
Wow.
Put themselves in more trouble now.
So
and it not change nothing, by the way, Ratty. It not change nothing. Yeah?
No, not change nothing because she still should have filed. She still should have filed. She still should have filed.
So what them doing? You notice you have Dan Webby in the Senate, and then Grace Kennedy are donate. Hey, let me tell you this. Hey, it's wrong, you know. It's wrong. Hey, I be a can't take interest. Me see I run a Jamaica, you know, brother. They look nasty thinking PSOJ. Them that's why them like sitting like Andrew Onis. For mash up the country, mash up get up people. Just make them ride and feel all right. I hear. Let me play Sir Joshua. Panel cutting. Hear what I'm saying about them. The group them. Hear this.
I'm always a little amused by the suggestion that the thing, for instance, that really frightened people was socialism. That's not what frightened people. What frightened people in Jamaica was that there was a group who had a great life for a long time. Been very privileged. And they had found ways for years never to pay their taxes, to make no contribution to the development of a just society. And before we declared the democratic socialism, we had begun to address the problem of privilege, the gap between the rich and the poor. We had started to introduce wealth taxes to get at people who had very skillfully avoided income taxes for many years. And we had begun land reform, redistribution of land, and there were all the objective signs of the first attempt to build an egalitarian society, which begins with the dismantling of the citadels of privilege. And for instance, the migration from Jamaica predated the declaration of democratic socialism. But naturally, once democratic socialism was declared, it provided a convenient label.
Oh, so you that's right. Because you have that group. And they sort of same businessman for them generation are going to run it. But them never want to do nothing but them just want to draw down Jamaica. And them, you see, from the PSOJ group right now. And me I said to you, you have Dan Webby in the house, in my senator. And me know you have a company where you still active in it because when me see sports and me see people around a Dan Webby, I donate money there. Him donate money to the athlete, to the association and whatever in Jamaica, and him continue to do this thing. And you put up him finger, him say a gun sign, and them are gonna stop Grace Kennedy, are gonna stop donate. And let me tell you this, you have to put your business into what them call it, a trust something, right?
No trust, yes.
You can't run Grace Kennedy.
Blind trust.
Blind trust. You can't run Grace Kennedy and I make the speech and I give all kind of things, and then you sit down as senator. You see Jamaica go bad. And them take everybody for idiot. We have to burn them out. Them not good, brother.
You know, me I look on the first filing, and there's something you know right, because what they must say is that it look as if that they had indicated that they got the payment from the minister. So that's why them come back now and change it and say, no, here are the people who got, because they must say they must change. But section 14 and 15 not in this exhibit A and exhibit B. So you know we have to do some work on that and figure out, okay, where's 14 and 15? Because this thing go up to only 13. So them say, well, it's 14 and 15, them are correct. And it just say from, where the money come from, to whom. So they must say, well, them change it. But we don't see the changes because we don't have it inside of this. But we are going to find it. But in any event, as she received the benefits. So this only make it worse for her because
it's bad for them too because you're right there. So film partners, we're gonna get you.
No, you know what? No, you know what? No, what?
Yes.
No. The tax administration people in Jamaica watch this, you know, because I have to go back and check the tax and say them people if they clean them things or not.
Yeah.
How them do it?
As I tell you before, you know, because we use the on the ground and they try to push in a little thing and say, oh, she never pay. Let me tell you, it's simple, you know, people. Me show that thing.
But before we go further, wouldn't it be interesting if the tax people them start to look and like, for example, a man who gives 7,000, inputs them give 15,000 towards the campaign.
Yes.
Yep.
And them say, but hold on, Fin partner say on the 7 them get from you.
Because them are right it off.
Yeah.
So
Right.
right. I chop was said for them and catch them, you know. Them are want right it off. You know, them are put out so them get 50 and 50,000 and 5,000.
Yeah,
what the fuck? See them bun down at them bun down. I mean just talk straight out and fling it out, you know business. Them bun down the market in a Portland. And right away, who come for rescue? The same set of people them now jump and give them much money. Yeah. I want to look, Darrell wife to come out and about, we're going to build it back, we're going to do this and that. Them get the money so quick and say, hold on. Because them pocket line, them want a prime minister to line them pocket and mash up the country. Them is such a nastiness. Why you think about them all the while?
Yeah, you know something? This small little, and usually I saw it going on. I know the big thing where you can't see in the headlines, you know, something small and innocuous where they went at the corner. You just start do some digging and you start shed some light or this. And next thing you know, it's bigger than the one where you're seeing at the headlines. Because no, like I said, the tax administrator people know them now can use this now and say, okay, make us save them people that claim this off of them taxes and how much them claim. Because Fin partner say, Mr. X, you get Y. And when them go and look and they might say Y plus Z plus A plus this and them say, but hold on a second. How come Fit partner say, Uncle, you only get this amount, but you get a bigger amount, 2-3 times the amount where you give right after your taxes? Big problem. Big problem.
You want to see that? Yeah. You want to see the whole of them with them right half.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is that no, it was clear before, and now it's very, very clear that the person who received this gift, because me I talked to a lawyer in Jamaica, and him said it's not even a gift of services, it's a gift. Nobody put services. Can say if I pay somebody to provide something to you, that is the gift. You can't call it gift of money, gift of services, but it says a gift, no matter where. No, when them do every single payment, you know, the man them put on the side, Kamina Johnson Smith. She's a person who them not put Faval Williams, them not put Darrell Vaz, them not put Chang, them not put Government of Jamaica. Them put one person's name. And this person I go say, I never get no benefit. I never get no gift.
Remember, that's the next time. Well, to take it off our leader.
This has
the lies. Yes, to take the lies off the lies. Remember the lies man of the world, you know. You can't take that from him, you know. And Ligel caught the right side of him, you know. You know, second place. Then you know an artist. Him in the third place still, you know. You have a liar in there, you know, but an artist. You know, I have to drop him in there because him at the next. My brother, you know what supposed to drop and roll over. Them know said, from hold them and them lie like that now, hold them to them lie, you know. We not around put them, you know. None of them. Me tell you, say PSOJ bad for Jamaica. First of all, them are ICI, them not doing no manufacturing thing. Them could have uplift the country if them that buy raw material and I put the people them Punjab. We won't even want the little call phone work.
Right, I'm finished. Them finished products. Right. Yeah, them finished products.
Grace alone, the amount of thing, remember we buy them product, if we stop by it too. Yeah? If them might export it, them have carrot juice, them have all kind of things in a thing. Them have the noodle, them have to use seasoning do it. Them things so much thing and sell it. Why you not buy the raw material then and do it in a Jamaica? Package them in a Jamaica, make them manufacture in a Jamaica. Them last con you pack the whole of them. Musan group are the one of them. Why them not do that? You know what job will that create? Them no want to read. Them want to live like ICI. Them send it out there, so and it come in and what people them consume it. When people them forget smart and start farm up them backyard and them side yard. Stop by them little junkie eat that food. Yeah man, burn them man.
I'm curious.
Them. Eat what we grow. And don't follow Lisa about it relevant. Don't follow she. Make she keep her papaya McDonald's. Make she keep that. Eat what we grow. More healthier. Yes, Herb.
I'm curious. 99,000 and you subtract that 81,000 100. That's
17,700.
Yeah. How much?
17,700. You say 81,300?
No, $81,614.
Oh, 81,000. That means 600. That means 17,000.
Hear that number, no? Hear that number, yeah. Jamaica National Group. Them get $9,634.53.
So the Jamaica National give them and then the other group. So a 2-time leaching thing give them. The one over the next one may call from Barbados.
Barbados. Yeah, AIC Barbados.
So him give them 2 times. And you notice Adams, them, the one of them when them jump because you see, when you have a company where them now pay too much tax and them have a government where them can do kickback. And them in a government, that's why them want to stick like leech. Pan the people of Jamaica, when them done with not even blood left. Them worse than mosquito. But for them worse than leech. Them worse than chink.
Somebody
people have to be careful of them.
Somebody withdraw their funds.
Yes.
That's what this one is reflecting. That somebody could be somebody from the dark side. So we need to find out how did the figures change? Why did the figures have to change from 99,000 down to 81?
And also the payment schedule.
And the payment
that
schedule.
That may not be a lie them I tell between them and them, you hold them not right because them have to come and tell the truth because remember them are get charged, you know. Them forget charged too. Something have to fight against them.
But Ratigan, the first information you got from Fin Partners outlined 33 different payments, right?
Yes.
And now they have adjusted that, and it's 5 different breakdown from the original. So then, is it that Fin Partners has now
but Maria,
done a different document? I cannot.
No, here's how it's weird, right? If you go back and you look at the thing, them get $33,000 upon initiation of work, and them start work around April 22nd. So them get $33,000 then. Yes. Then them say $33,000 on May 1st. Then them say $33,000 final payment on June 1st. Right? No, that's what them said in a June of last year. Now, here's what them said May of this year. Them said the first payment them get was on April 26th from Keith Duncan. He was the first man to trump up the money. Right? The second payment was 3 days later, the 29th. Then listen to this. Listen to that sequence of payments now. So you get 2 payments in April. One on the 26th of April last year, one on the 29th of April. Now you go to May. Then get a payment May 3rd. Then get a payment May 4th. Then get a payment May 5th. And then get 2 payments for May 6th. That's
Answer this. So if Fin Partners, if I deal with one person, I don't think everybody else will go pay him like that.
No.
It don't make no sense. Who himself get the money from Chameleon? Johnson Smith. You know a Chameleon, Chameleon. You know me have deep for them name, Chameleon. So him get the money from Chameleon. So how it turn out that Adams them they go give him money and then leeching them go give him money and
that's what I say. Because here's what happened. Here's what happened. In the first document, them have 3 payment dates, 3 certain payment dates, right? Them list the dates them. Now, in this new document, guess how much payment dates them have? 6. 6 payment dates them have. Something not right. This not add up.
That's what I'm saying, because there's a discrepancy with the first document you got last year and the one you got this year.
Right. And people don't make and the thing about it is this. People don't make payments them way.
No, and as a matter of fact, an advertising company like Fin Partners would not make that kind of mistake. That sounds,
And them not take payments, so we them take one today, one tomorrow, one the day after, and
a little here and a little there. Yeah.
No, because the first one it sounds more like it. Them say, okay, the first payment April 22nd, second payment May 1st, third payment June 1st, and that's it.
So it sounds to me like they weren't the ones adding up the money and making the payment. Payment came into them whole from a different source.
Right.
But somebody have to collect that money. Because you couldn't. All right. So if our money come up to 99,000, there is no way it can come up to 81 now. Can 91? We never have a little bit of money. No, there is no way. This 81, Yeah, that means 18,000 US. That coming like the $18,000 money, the $18 million money. With the 21 gun salute and 18 that's 18 business. They never want to talk to keep it there. But let me tell you something. There is no way. You are going to say the money at 99,000 and I'm going to say, I put that on money, I put that feet equal. They might get more. But
here's what happened. And I think you and I were in a conversation. I think you and I were in a conversation with a man who said that The reason him said, look at the 99,000. Him said there's a reason why it's 99 and not 100.
Yeah,
because it triggers some filing requirements.
Yes.
And it's similar to structuring. If it got too close to the threshold amount, then people start look at it. Because remember the guy that said, even though it could be just one payment, like in the bank, if you're going to make you put on $9,990, it don't meet the threshold of 10,000. But him say that one payment alone could trigger somebody to look into that, that deposit, right? Or the withdrawal. Because it's both withdrawal or deposit. So him say 99,000 could have caused an investigation. It could cause an inquiry. So now it gone down to 81.
You see what them are do? Them know what them are doing. Them are telling them.
So, but Rattigan, what was Finn Partners' fee for this to provide the service?
$99,000.
Right. So that means they have a shortfall then. So they're not finished paid.
Nearly 18. No, still less 18.
No, but here's what happened. Them said 99, right? But no, them give like an invoice, like an audit, and a show who paid the money and how much it is. But what's interesting is
but Finn Partner couldn't get an audit there and give that because Finn Partner. But by the way, Ratty, let me say something to them too. There is no way of them do this, There is no way. Finn Partner be no business who want to pay the money. And the government of Jamaica the business about that are she. So you have to bung the money in one of them say 99,000 US, Ratty. Me no want you say Miss Mosan group give me this, our Sanders group give me this, our NCB. That have nothing to do with me. You have to just give me 3 different payment and things. But me not going to take the money from the man there and the man there.
Yeah, I know some them people are the business. I know some them people are the business.
Me know.
Right.
So what them say, and what them give themselves for put out a foolishness. Them a try to get out of trouble, but them put themselves in a more trouble now. Themselves. Themselves. Because that mean them that tell a lie. If them from the 99 change to 81, yeah man, you have to file something against them and talk to the government and talk to man. Them forget charge.
Yeah, now reach out to some links. Now reach out to some DOJ links this week and say and find out what go on with the Finn Partners thing and find out because now there's a section now where we don't see writers so what we need to see because apparently that is a section where them say them amend and we don't know who for name did they write us up, but we know who for name on the paper you're right now.
Yes.
And it not look pretty. It's not a good look. Not a good look. And big kudos to the dealer for staying on top of this, because them reach out to me and apparently them reach out to some other people and them reach out to me and I say, hey, you know what? Have you seen the thing? I said, no, I never see it. I said, look, we go on it 2 weeks ago. I never see any. And them said, well, something is filed now. I'm gonna go and look and when we see it, I say, I tell them right. So she not sleep well tonight, She cannot sleep well tonight.
Every time them do something, them put them foot in their mouth. And foot on mouth, And foot on mouth, man. Mad cow disease. Yeah, man. And foot on mouth.
Hey, what on it? No, let me switch the subject a little bit. Anybody read the article from Miami Herald with the lady?
Yes.
Garbage. Yes. Let me tell you why.
And Yahoo Finance has one too, Rattigan.
Yeah.
Sister,
in the same vein.
Go on, baby. Go on, them sister. Nobody don't know that person write it. My mail have nothing to do with Jamaica when you write it. So what me don't know who they write that say Jamaica coming like a little nuclear. That's so stupid. Go find go cut your toenail, man. You're too enough.
No, but the thing is in a way. The thing is, Jacqueline Charles is a great journalist. That's the thing. Jacqueline Charles is a good journalist, Jacqueline Charles is a good journalist.
Yes, but then
she was also a candidate for the Pulitzer Prize. So she's really a journalist. Yeah, but I don't understand is what I don't understand is what prompted her to do this interview and how it is she given her acumen, given her professional work. How could she do this interview and write this article? Because I see nothing in there that has to do with the hospital, the breakdown of the social infrastructure in Jamaica, the education system, the healthcare system. She talked about crime, and as a matter of fact, she didn't even talk about crime. She mentioned the young lady, the little girl, the 8-year-old Daniel Rowe, who was killed. But nothing, no in-depth writing on the current situation in Jamaica. She talked about the increase of minimum wage. It's not a livable wage. They cannot live off that wage. So, you know, I have a problem with somebody like this writing this kind of article because it's nonsense.
I can tell you something too. And you know who me say somebody send it to me. I want me see who put it out on Mouthpiece Radio. Them write it, then them push it up. Like them. Let me tell you now again, you can't treat Jamaican people again, and we're done with that. We're done with the garbage. Andrew, them kind of little tactic does not working. Because them want you stay there as a puppet, you know. So you can't them align them packet, you know. I sing Jamaica for the backs and the shoulder for the poor little people them. It cannot work.
You're welcome.
But Wayne, she wrote this article about Andrew Holness, right? And last week I sent an article to Herb about the Financial Action Task Force. That's something Herb and Rattigan will, you know, I'm quite sure are familiar with. And it basically, in a nutshell, is that Jamaica is not complying with this program. And they, as a matter of fact, they have not complied with the past 3 deadlines. And right now, if they do not comply by October of this year, Jamaica can be blacklisted. Now, in Jamaica being blacklisted, it means that it will affect investors, how investments, you know, in Jamaica. And that will affect poor people. Herb, can you explain that for me further?
Well, pretty much the Caribbean has a financial board that Jamaica has signed up to. And they have to meet a certain standard for reporting to avoid money laundering and a whole host of financial transgressions. And apparently Jamaica has been playing for time to meet that standard, because as you can see, the Integrity Commission is on the case. They have 12 cases against ministers, which I believe could be related and could be money laundering situations, right? And right now they're only talking about 2, which is Andrew and the
Campbell?
Minister of State Campbell, right? So we don't know whether this is another 11 or another 10 coming up, because I don't know if they counted Andrews in there. But pretty much, Jamaica is failing to meet the standard that is signed up for. And the Minister of Finance has that responsibility to certify that Jamaica is meeting standards. And he can't do that because he's not meeting standards. He doesn't know what to write. So I don't know what he's waiting on. You know, the sky's going to open and, you know, good Lord going to come down and clear things up maybe. But I don't know.
Ratty, when we hear the woman, she need to go clip her toenail. Never clipper can send her. She don't have nothing to do. I send her a clipper down there and make she clip her toenail. She need to go clip her toenail. Find something to do, man. Yeah, man, go find something. You go find something to do, man. You ever can't talk about super? What kind of superpower? What kind of superpower? You remember when them attack say in Iraq, somebody just put something that talk about them have what them kind of bomb, what them say them about Iraq, weapon of destruction.
Right.
Weapons of mass destruction, right.
One of them jump enough paper right and thing. So me watch them and some bigger paper they write it and them have to dress back. Tony Blair have to lose his job. Them that whole Bush and say Bush, you mislead Australia and that was our president. Who is she? Them can't write them crap, them follow them crap there. And then when we look at mouthpiece, I push it out, you know. Where you know say the place mash up, it can't save another mouthpiece. Tell woman for go clip her toenail. She wants something for go do. Go clip your toenail, woman. From era. What's your name?
Jacqueline Charles.
Jacqueline, yeah, the Charles. Jacqueline Charles.
I don't think she's related to Colonel Charles.
Go and clip your toenail, you know, have nothing to do. I'm Miami Herald. Go clip your toenail. And stop right foolishness and garbage. Yeah,
and that is why I was saying, you read the article and you wonder which Jamaica she's talking about, because clearly this is a Jamaica that the regular people don't identify with. Because if I'm quite sure, yes, I agree that there are people in Jamaica who are benefiting from the the spoils, basically, who are wealthier, who are doing exceptionally well, but the majority are not doing exceptionally well. So why didn't her article reflect that fact?
Well, on there. Let me. In the live chat, somebody just send me something, a screenshot, something. Somebody under the name Everton Jarrett. Let me just say this. Normally, me never respond to critics, but let me just say this to Everton Jarrett, whoever the person is, and all of the people similarly situated to Everton Jarrett who would have criticized me. Everton Jarrett, I think you're a Jamaican based on the way you wrote. Here's what you do for me now. You and all of the people who similar to you, look at yourself in the mirror. Just look at yourself in the mirror. Seriously. And ask yourself a question: if there is corruption in Jamaica, if there is deferential treatment given to politicians, if politicians skirt the rules that ordinary Jamaicans can't skirt, just ask yourself if that is happening, right, Everton? And if your answer is yes, then ask yourself the second question: should something be done about it? And if the answer is yes, that something should be done about it, then the third question is probably the most significant question for you. What are you doing about it? Ask yourself, what am I doing about it? Right? Now, when Rattigan go out there, like all the other people, like Lonesome and Herb and Maria and all the other folks, them go out, and we find evidence that the politicians, they're not in compliance with the rules. Because remember, Everton, if you violate a rule, if you live in Jamaica and you violate a rule, and police hold on upon you, you don't have no influence. So they're going to deal with you appropriately, right? You not get no break, but a politician will get a break. Right? Yes. So ask yourself the question: well, how can we get Jamaica to a society where the rules govern everyone's behavior in a standard manner? Not just not you have one set of rules, but the way it's implemented is different. So before you start criticizing me, just ask yourself that question there: is there corruption in Jamaica? Should something be done about it? And what are you, Everton, doing about it? Ratty gonna do something about it. Hear me do. Me have love for you, my brethren, because as a Jamaican, I have to care about you. I care about you to the extent that we're willing to sit down and explain to you what's going on. So here's what you do from this day forward. Come on our side. Or if you feel that we are going down the wrong path and you want to explain something to us, then fine, criticize, but provide the solutions, provide facts. Don't just say, well, yeah, go after them and this and that, because they should be gone after. We have to go after them Everton, because if we don't go after them, the situation is not going to get any better. I tell you one thing now, Everton. Any gift I go to the government right now, I guarantee you them go and pay attention to it right now. Any politician I get a gift right now, go and pay attention to the filing requirements now, simply because of this one case. And if we can make a difference, a small difference with this one case, think about what we can do when we start look at the big picture now and we start getting at the corruption. Because Everton, just keep this in mind. If you don't like what me do, then you're going to tired for seeing my face in the place. Because this is just the beginning of the beginning. Yeah. This is just the beginning of the beginning. All right? Keep that in mind. Good luck, my brother.
Rattigan, this is the thing. The corruption problem in Jamaica has gotten to this level, become systemic because of the Evertons of the world, okay?
Right.
Because everybody says, oh, well, everybody are corrupt. Let's say politicians state. No. If somebody, and okay, it has been allowed to go on for so long. Go unchecked for so long. You know who is suffering right now? The people of Jamaica who cannot afford to send their children to school, the teachers who go to school and are worse than some of the children who come to school. The security forces are suffering. The hospitals are suffering. The firefighters are suffering. That's the problem in Jamaica. And if nobody stands up and says something and say enough is enough, 10 years from now, we'll still be having this conversation. So the Evertons of the world, if you have nothing constructive to say to contribute to the conversation, go read a book.
And do you know what happened? A lot of times I talk to Jamaicans like the Evertons, and what them say, the ones them who honest and them admit that yes, there's a problem, we should do something about it. You know what them tell me? But we can't do nothing about it. Them are big people.
Exactly.
Do whatever them want. And now you have a little man who was stand up and hold them accountable and say, you come support me. You criticize me. You idiot.
Right, and what they have to understand as well, it is not that anybody wants to bring down the Jamaican government. Nobody wants to bring down the Andrew Holness government, but they are the government of the day. So they have to be held accountable now so that the politicians coming in their stead will do a better job, will not be corrupt, will be honest, will come and do the work of the people for the people because they are by the people. That is what it's about. It's not about trying to make Andrew Holness look bad. Andrew Holness is making himself look bad. But somebody, and Kamina Johnson-Smith, she know that she should have filed. She did not. And somebody is stepping up to the plate and say, okay, enough is enough. You did not file. You're supposed to file.
Right. And
so what this is doing is setting the example, setting a standard, a better standard for Jamaican politicians. What is so wrong with that?
Ratty and Maria, remember play this for the young man with the stock. I mean, not too much promotion. But remember just play this scene. Just watch this. Just watch a little thing. Watch this. Just watch this.
If you watching this video would have done precisely the same thing. Nothing.
My name is Alexis.
Alexis, please leave my lecture room. I don't want to see you at one of my lectures ever again.
I don't understand.
I am not going to ask a second time. Thank you.
Let's watch it, let's watch it.
Why are there laws? What are laws for? Anyone?
Social order?
To protect the person's personal rights.
Justice? Thank you. Tell me, was I unfair to your classmate just now? Indeed I was. So, why didn't any of you protest? Why didn't any of you try and stop me? Why didn't you want to prevent this injustice? You see, what you have just learnt, you wouldn't have understood in 1,000 hours of lectures unless you lived it. You didn't say anything because you weren't affected yourself. And this attitude speaks against you and against life. You think it doesn't concern you, so it's none of your business. Well, I'm here to say, if you don't help bring about justice, then one day you too may experience injustice, and there will be nobody there to stand before you. Truth and justice lives through us all, and we must fight for it. Because in life and work, I mean, we often live next to each other, but not with each other. We console ourselves that the problems of others are nothing to do with us, none of our business. And we go home glad at night that we're spared, but it's about standing up for each other. Every day an injustice happens in business, sport, or on the tram. Relying on someone else to take care of it is not good enough. It is our duty to be there for others, to speak up for others when they cannot. I am here to teach you the power of your voice. I want you to learn critical thinking to empower you to stand up for what is right, even if it means going against what everyone else is doing. Let's begin.
Yeah. Done with him. I'm done with him.
Yeah, man.
You know some full of video.
Yeah.
You know my full of video.
Yeah,
done with him there, so. Because you have to stand up even if you think it against them. Because some people benefit for something, that's why they will come and criticize you.
Yep.
But we say a country go down a precipice. It's dangerous. A matter of fact, it go in all right. Where the thing where they smash up, it there around 13,000 feet of water that they look submersible. They look submarine.
Submersible, yeah.
They implode. That means them just in the act, them vaporize, Them vaporize. Believe it or not, them vaporize. Them have no what happened to them. Billionaire, nothing can save them. Outer Cayman between Jamaica and Cayman there, so is 25,216 feet deeper than that, nearly 2 times. Yeah, you understand? So these are the things where them don't know. We have to stand up for justice to other people. We have to stand up for justice to other people. This is what them don't know.
But you know what I'm too? In standing up, we also stand up for justice for him.
Thank you.
Yeah. Whether you like it or
Jamaica, you see, 25, well, I'm going to finish it, 25,000 feet. I don't know, so Jamaica sink. It depends, you know, but I sink in the Cayman Trench. And we can survive if it go down there. So if we see that in plural, and if me not think it reach 13,000 feet, this is nearly 2 times. Right there, so a Cayman Trench. Them can go Google it and look at it from 25,200 feet. It nearly double time deep. And the whole of Jamaica, me tell you, John Call lift it up the other day, the way it stink, you know. And put it down, it too think. Too much rubbish. Now it has sink go down in the Cayman Trench. We have to stop that. With corruption, nepotism, and cronyism, we have to stop it. We no business what them want to say. And you have to speak for each other. That's why I play the video. You know, we have a video for play for everything in the right thing.
No, that video is powerful, man.
Eh? Powerful, man.
Yeah.
That alone say what we want to say. You understand? You have to play a video like that. Because some people, you know, you see, if them think about party, not the country. Not the country, them I think about party. You understand? So when them think about party, you know, them the business, them know say, okay, me I get the big contract. If Bro Devil leave, what me I go get, what me I go do, and all kind of thing. It's wrong. So you rather walk on the poor people and show them where you look, the rich and greedy, I survive and I step on the poor and need it cannot work in our book around here. We don't play around here. We're not big friend. Yeah, man. You're right.
Everton, I get it, man. But here's what happened now. The article. We're back to the article. It's funny if you look at the timing, because somebody was telling me that it's like a proxy war. Like them actually have people for do the PR stuff for them and make it seem like, oh, we're not involved. It's people from outside looking at the great things we're doing. And if you look, it was the timing was after the political, social, economic crime, the poll, and the diaspora reaction. It was after them get lashing the other day, after the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade that are lashing at the town hall meeting put on by the ambassador. Now, here's one of the things she said. She said Jamaica was a nation struggling with high debt and is now a model of economic resilience. Talk to the people on the street about that. Talk to the people on the street. Then she go on and say commercial and high-end condos boom. Low unemployment, minimum wage increase, tourism has increased. Yeah. Right? Then she said, well, I know she'll highlight the meetings with the Justin Trudeau, UN Secretary Antonio Guterres, World Bank, Sabanga. And she said they all praise Jamaica's economic performance and recovery from COVID. No, nobody don't know what the $750 million COVID loan. Yeah. Nobody don't know where all that money they're gone. But we are going to find out about that. But here are some things where she never talked about. She never talked about, she talked about the meeting with Justin Trudeau from Canada and blah, blah, blah. She never talked about the fact that Canada now have visa-free entry for certain Caribbean islands and Jamaica is not one of them, right? Even though Jamaica, them actually praise the meeting where Canada have with Jamaica. She never talked about the Jamaican migrant workers them in Canada and how them get treated. She never mentioned that. Yeah. She never mentioned the 2 million Jamaicans who go at them bed at night time hungry. She don't mention that. She don't mention the brain drain. Because Jamaica them say rank number 2 in the world. I think Samoa is number 1 with brain drain. People get educated and leave your country and go build up another country. She not talk about that. She not talk about education deficiency. She not talk about the problems with the health sector. Right. She don't talk about water issues. Right. Even though the government promised to solve the water issues from 2016. She don't talk about the road issues. She don't talk about the beach issues that Jamaica have access to them beaches, right? She don't talk about that. She don't talk about the electricity, the energy problem in Jamaica.
Well, him promise say him bring much company, him build and all. Him did promise that too, you know, me have it.
No, she don't mention that. She don't mention the standard of living, right? Said gone on. She don't. She mentioned the crime issues, and as Maria said, she mentioned about the little girl who died of vicious death, and then she said, the Prime Minister said that he's gonna propose or promote some extensive policies to deal with crime. I mean, I said, wait, him do that from 2016, 2017 on a plan secure Jamaica and the national security plan.
Yes.
So what else him gonna come with?
So him buy, Ratty, no move from this yet. Him buy the amount of helicopter him buy up there, all bazooka them a buy. The man them buy Bushmaster, them a show with, them buy all kind of things. Them spend over 100, them have spend over $1 billion US. That's $1.76 billion. So them a put that, and every time him talk, me spend the most money. But you know, you can't lock up railway and nobody yet. We have a proper, we have no real rehabilitation centers. None. We have dungeons. And you can't lock up a man because him drive and him knock down somebody and end up at jail, or anybody end up at jail for the corruption or something. They command them, right? Because most of them get locked up or end up at prison. You know, and them throw you with hardcore criminal. It can't work.
But wait, yes. She did this interview with the Prime Minister and did not bring up SSL.
Yes, that she talk about maybe she get the money out of it, you know.
You know, how can it be such a powerful little, you know, a mini empire, and you don't talk about SSL? Come on.
She never talk about that. She never talk about the housing issue. She never talk about how him go down there and bulldoze.
His wife's $800 million project should have come up.
Him not talk about the housing issue, and then when him say him will build container houses for the people after before and promise them all kind of things. No, them still have no houses. And she not talk about when him say it's criminal elements involved and it turned out to be a principal in them constituency.
Where him give her?
Yeah, she not talk about that. She not talk about the rural read situation. She not talk about the
petrol situation. Where the case? They move it again. They said June done in July. By the way, people, before I'm telling you something very important. Yesterday, I'm a brethren, you know, go and celebrate Leonard Earthstrong yesterday, you know. Go and rest in paradise, youth. The merciless, you know. I remember say 18 days from now, the next 2 days, I'm a granddaughter Earthstrong, you know, Ratty. The next 2 days, Kerry and Earthstrong. So, you know, say, you know, yeah, man, I'm my grand princess. Nice, we are Earthstrong. And tell me what now, the 20, I'm mine, you know. The 19, I'm a son. I think Mark won on the 19. But the 22, Andrew won. So here this now. We know some Mandela at a month, yeah. We know some Gregory is a crescent peace, brother. And we know some John Holt and them, man. They're good people, them. Buju Banton too, and, you know, good people, them. But you have the devil in that month too. Which is Andrew, no devil. But we know the devil move because they come down from people, so we can't manage it, you know. Because Mandela good smarty, you know. Mandela great smarty, you know. And man like Mr. Lonesome himself, just humble and cool. And we know Leonard won just gone, and my granddaughter won at the 4th. My son won at the 19th with Mr. Golding to Mark Golding. But the devil won at the 22nd. So you have the good people, them, you know, and then you have the devil. But a man like me can't manage the devil. Because when we're moving out, we can't oof him. Remember, I play draft good, you know. He's a master to that, you know. You understand? Yeah, man. So we know the devil, you know, so him come down and like him I get mad, and it burn me.
Yeah, all that nonsense in Parliament. I mean, where does he think he is?
Eh? Where's Maria?
No, I'm saying when he went to Parliament and talk about it, burn him, and I'm thinking to myself, where does he think he is?
I don't know. Yeah, but me know say Earthstrong, you know, 18 days time of mine, you know, my granddaughter won 2 days time and my son won at 17. So it roll over to my one. Got the 20th of mine, 19 of my son, 20th of me. And the 22nd the devil won. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So, you know, we are watching the devil, you know. Mandela at the mountain too. You have great people at the mountain, you know, some great people, but you have some devil too. So we pick out the devil. Yeah, man, Gregory gone, man. Gregory, from 2010, you know. From 2010, you know, so Gregory gone, man. Yeah, man.
Hey, Ratty, I should bring up, Ratty had on a gentleman yesterday, Dr. John Lennon. And what he was
Yes, I saw that, yes.
He mentioned the fact that the IMF came to Jamaica and has prevented the government, according to Dr. Clark, what Clark is telling him, prevented the government from repairing roads and bridges. In other words, Jamaica has a $3.5 to $4 billion fund that is sitting on top of, and they cannot use it to repair bridges, roads. You saw them people in Westmoreland and then other parishes can't cross the river because the bridge is down in the water.
No, but what I said to you, do something that connect this, because the last money them borrow from the IMF, and so much money them borrow from the last money them borrow like 1.7 or couple hundred. So then they borrow 4 billion.
No. When I say loan sum, the guy that said them have 3 I think it's 3.6, 3.8 reserve. Them have.
No, the reserve, them not trouble. Them have the reserve.
Yeah. So the question we ask is the question the guy posed is that why you take the $750 million loan for COVID when you could have used some of this reserve, because now you have that loan and you have to go pay that back. So you say, why you never use some of the money then, or at least take a smaller loan? And
no, but him never want the loan. Him just put you in a debt. Like my granddaughter now, and then fear kids are great grand and great dad. They don't put you in a more debt because they teach too much.
And then no, the thing about it is that there's no proper accounting, because remember now, some of the money that come for poor communities and for the business community. And what happened now is that, remember, one of the things with them it says that them just can't give you cash. You have to have an account. So you have to have access to the internet, and you have to have a bank account, you have to do this, you get a pass, all kinds of nonsense. Most of my people who come from St. Elizabeth and St. Anne, them don't have them access there. So them don't get no money.
They don't get them. They call them thief it. Rather them thief it.
There you go.
But Ratigan, you know what was one of the striking things that came from the conversation you had with him yesterday? Was about bauxite. And Jamaica not getting any money from bauxite.
We are going to talk about that this Saturday. This Saturday we are going to go back and talk about that. Him do a whole
that one was like hair raising to say Jamaica's make the investors make billions from bauxite, but Jamaica's not making $1 from bauxite.
Yep.
No, but them just give one of the companies just give the bauxite for $1. So me I say, why never give the government never see to it, them just give next company that for $1. Like what them they do the plane. So we never just give me the bauxite for one then. Give it for $1. Make run it. Because I care what me with a must make a
no, but remember, Michael Manley had renegotiated the bauxite deal, where they were making a lot of money from bauxite when they weren't making it before. So I thought the government would have continued in that vein to negotiate their natural resources to make sure they're getting value for money, and their infrastructure is being put in by these companies that are going to dig these holes so deep, create health problems, and just leave them there and go about their business and take their money with them.
Two things I said to that, right? Herb does say something about the money, and say the bridges and them thing. Herb, remember, said them put you in a debt, and them have in a debt with Europe too, So the government and America, them take money from the road and the thing, them and the money them pass to China, and money that what China put in a hand, them just send the people and then you owe them. Can majority of the money gone back? Them not give it.
So if they're not fixing any roads and China come in and put in our main roads, them could at least fix the secondary roads.
Them not do it. Them patch it and say one bag of money. Them just go and throw little thing and patch. I don't know if it's a tire or something. Tube tie. Them just patch it. A paint, a matter of fact. Them put marl in it and use a little black tab, like little thing, and just put it over it and you think say it all right. As rain fall, dropping a sinkhole again. It's a way for them make money. And the material thin, thin. And like 3 inches, like maybe 1.5 inches. So you can use it and peel it off like mango man. We don't have no road. We don't.
So essentially, with the agriculture, with the health, with the education, it's diaspora money paying for most of that, because they're not spending no money on anything. They're building up their reserve.
Exactly.
The reserve. I mean, I think say that you have spend even $1 billion out of that and store around and make with something. The man more have Google Gaga and General Lampile and not spend a bag of money about defense and all kind of different things, and you have build up this and put more. For do what? For kill off the youth, them use the money and create some employment. Make a build factories and make a create employment. Put back some people, make a open back some NC. Put the people them for give them farming, give them the land, leasehold. Give them the land. Instead of you come with one man and come tell about scale. him not have no sense when him come talk about scale. You understand? Because the more people, if you feel empowered by getting an acre of land and you can plant half acre with yam, and 5 you have 1,000 people plant half acre. Look how much acre yam that you have. 500 acre yam, you know. And your acre yam can give how much ton. See? So we have yam can export. See? And if man plant banana for half acre and plus plant to grow himself. Nothing no police, nothing do not at all. Him good.
No, here's what you said, and her put it up in the chat. The article by Jacqueline Charles of the Miami Herald. I don't think that article was written for Jamaicans living in Jamaica, because all of this what you put inside is nonsense. Them all live the experience, them know it. What this was, it was for the people in the diaspora.
To trick them.
Exactly. It was to say, hey, everything fine in Jamaica, send the money from still and invest and this and that, everything is okay. That's what that was.
Ratty, look how them fool. Every day you see the police, them a box down man, a thump down man, them a beat man, and block up cat and do all kind of thing. And you put something like that in a paper. It a discredit herself. She a discredit herself. Who give her that a discredit her? She can't, when she do something like that, it's so stupid. Because you remember in a video, right now, everybody have a phone and put up video from in every corner of Jamaica. Whether the road, whether gunshot was bust, whether it's an accident and them thing that you really put up something like that. Wait, it's everywhere. That's a stupid move.
Yeah, that's not for, that's because the Jamaicans them in Jamaica, them know different. Them know exactly what going on. And them know the separation. You know, me have people in Jamaica who call me up on a regular basis, right? I tell me, say them I go run away, you know. Because them said there's nothing down there for them. No, I'm not trying to convince them said to stay, and it's like it's pointless because them say stay for what? Stay for what? Not going on down here for us. We're hungry.
Yes.
So
they are telling us they're hungry.
Yeah. On a regular basis. So that wasn't meant for the people in Jamaica. That's for the diaspora, and that's for foreign investors and people like that. Forget them for just come to Jamaica and do all of the things. But you know, there's a lot of things that she didn't deal with that I have a problem with her. She'll talk about the Prime Minister's champion of climate action and multilateral finance reform, and his profile has been raised and is rivaling that of Mia Motley. She mad, man.
A lot of foolishness. And I wish I talk to.
No.
Yeah, even when people just talk to him and send police a drape up boy and I tell the boy about for say sorry and all kind of little things. Eh?
Look, I respond to it. I will say environment in Jamaica is suffering, and she must look at the garbage disposal system. She must look at the solid waste management. She must look at water security. She must look at how polluted the Kingston Harbour is. Good. She must look at clean energy and the corruption behind that. Where Jamaica should, and according to Dr. John Lennon, Jamaica should have gone from gas to solar and wind. Instead of go to natural gas, which is more expensive and it will really pay for itself, right? Also, what she never talked about is how the Prime Minister has been investigated for corruption. She never talked about that. And that there is a loud whisper of this alleged corruption involving financial transactions in at least one Caribbean island. And the Integrity Commission today cannot verify statutory declaration. She not talk about
I mean, them are threatening everybody else and them not threatening.
Yeah. She not talk about the serious allegations of corruption of monumental proportion in his administration. And she could have looked at Reid and Wheatley, right? Just two people she need to look at, and then she would get a sense of what going on. Yeah. She said the Prime Minister has advocated the return of stability to Haiti, and he has offered Jamaica as a meeting ground for stakeholders to discuss Haiti's political and humanitarian crisis. We have a humanitarian crisis going on in Jamaica.
But him can't discuss himself.
And she said the PM offered up the JDF as a peacekeeping force. No, look, they talk about CARICOM shall get involved. CARICOM no trust Jamaica.
You can't
trust Jamaica.
No.
Right? And she not talk about how crime has a stranglehold on Jamaica and that the law enforcement can't deal with the criminal them grip on the Jamaican society. Right? She not talk about, what is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade doing regarding the promises made by the mayor of New York City to provide assistance with illegal drugs and gun running into Jamaica. No, you know nothing more about that. They have a big party up in New York, you know. And the man make big speech. And up to now, you know, you're nothing more about the assistance where him supposed to provide to them.
Yeah, but I'm an idiot because when I go to the US government, when I really go to the mayor, so you know, I'm here for a city. Not even the governor, you know. And the mayor I'm go to.
Then him tell her, say, here's what she said. She said the PM promised a comprehensive set of policy recommendations to address crime issues in Jamaica.
Yes.
She not talk about the national security plan and the plan secure Jamaica, where them spend more than $1 billion from 2016 till now to address the crime issues. And she not compare the amount of money going in, the amount of money that went in before and the crime rate. She not look on them things and say, but you spend more money and the crime rate will go up. She not look on that. Then here's something else. Then Wikipedia will jump in at the thing too, you know. Wikipedia says Jamaica is an upper middle class income country.
We're not a middle class.
That's what I'm saying. In our Wikipedia, Jamaica is an upper middle income.
They're missing the 2 million that is living below the poverty line.
And then put it out. And then put it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you go Wikipedia right now, them change up, them just them just put in update it, and them say Jamaica is an upper middle income country. Upper middle income.
No, upper middle income.
Upper middle income.
We're not upper middle income country.
Well, Wayne, you're responsible for all these articles because our programs seem to be making an impact around the world.
Yes.
And they have to prove that the Prime Minister is all that.
No, but
exactly.
Remember, you know, him just say him can't turn it up, but he can't turn it up with lie because he's not the latest man.
No, the days are turning it up. Them days are over. Social media take over now.
They will take over that. So him and the mouthpiece them can't work. So him can't turn up nothing wrong here. Because we keep it real. We're not beg no friend.
Here Wikipedia also say no. Jamaica performs well in press freedom, democratic governance. I beat up a man the other day.
When say what kind of press freedom?
I'm democratic governance. That's what,
the press is under attack.
Yeah.
And then, what the fuck the Prime Minister himself because it's suppressed. It's the media, you know. But social media we can talk like people right and talk to it. We interact in a live.
Integrity Commission at all. Right. What you're seeing, there's a conversation between me and her back in April. And we're addressing why is it that our Minister of National Security is missing from the critical law enforcement conference, right? Why he doesn't show up at any of these things. And
the Minister of National Security, I'm not real minute. That's a waste of time. Sleepy, crab.
Yeah.
A waste of time, that better.
Yeah.
I know people eat crab more than anything else. I don't even want a crab there for you. But that crab there lazy body, you know. Love money bad. I crab that.
But what somebody was telling me, the Haitian Prime Minister have the same problem as he. Because he was involved in some drug trafficking, right? So I asked her, does he have similar fears?
She write that?
No.
She write that in a
I brought that up to her why he can't travel. Because him didn't go to any of the meetings. And then she said, even me as a journalist find it hard asking her bosses to send her to these conferences on Haiti. In other words, she's telling me, you know, CARICOM and the US have taken no action since 2004. 10 million people under siege by less than 1,000. That's what she's telling me. A police force with no arms against a well-armed force. Meaning
I'm more than 1,000 children. I have 150 gang and most of them, the one alone.
200 gangs, yeah.
Yeah, 200, yeah, man.
Police, she's telling me police have no bulletproof vests. And the gangs, they're up against gangs with weapons of war. Right? That's what she's telling me. So she's trying.
But in a fair statement, me call the guy the police one when name barbecue.
Yeah.
Me call, you know, when I call them gang and them thing, I call them freedom fighter, you know. I don't care because you see, and like him there like him a protect a area, the people them will live within that area and like them a get raped, them a get robbed, them a get it's like you can't come in and do them nothing. It's like him a police the area.
Right.
You understand? So that's a militia, but we don't call him hero. and them say the government corrupted. You're still in the same government. The US government draw sanction for them. Them a drug trafficker and money launderer. Them a criminal. So he must say them a criminal too. But him now do the criminal act. If you come arm them, they will defend themselves. But this is what them a do. And I like them a rape and a kill. Them a do all kind of thing. Them a protect for them area and other gang a protect for them area too. You understand? So them a call them gang, but me call them a hero set speed. You understand? Because them knows that the government corrupted. The world knows that Haiti corrupted. The world knows that Jamaica corrupted. It corrupted.
We say Haiti have over 20,000 police in the police force, right? That is what? That is 1.5 times that of Jamaica. Jamaica have what? 15,000?
No,
12.
11,000 now. Them no reach. 500 odd left, you know.
Yeah, so more than 1.5 times Jamaica.
Yeah.
Right? And them can't control things there. So how is it Jamaica gonna send maybe 2,000 military people there to go control the Haitian country? You know?
You know that. You can't control them. Number one, we still not get through with the guy where Haitian, where him was the counselor.
The counselor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a by title and them people the name calling us some little things. So I wonder who I work with him. Because him can use that title and him can come to Jamaica with the title.
Yep.
They put in places
diplomatic passport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You understand? Put in places. Bad. This bad. But Jamaica.
But you see when the Yahoo article and the article in the Miami Herald are disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Because the reality on the ground does not reflect what's written in these articles. Because yes, Jamaica is ripe for investors because they will sell the country and every nook and cranny of the country to the highest bidder.
Yes.
At the expense of poor people. But the way she has spoken glowing, both articles have spoken glowingly of this prime minister. The people they're going to have no idea who they're talking about. Because it cannot be the same person.
But and
it cannot be the same administration either.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying, that they're not, that those articles are not written for people living in Jamaica, because their reality is different than what's being exposed in these articles. One of the things that Wikipedia also talked about was that Jamaica is heavily dependent on tourism. One of the and what I noticed between the Wikipedia article and I didn't read the what's the other one? The what you call it? Yahoo. I didn't read it, but I read the
Yahoo Finance.
Yeah, one of the things that they didn't mention, they didn't talk about the importance of the diaspora in terms of financially holding up Jamaica. They never talk about that. It's like when you exist, you know. And we send them real dollars, not like the tourism dollars, but them can't really give an accurate accounting of how much tourism dollars actually going into Jamaica.
No, but stick up in there, Ratigan. The Prime Minister said that he's looking for economic funding from the diaspora.
That's true.
We're not giving enough funding.
Get some coins to get a loan, some because
we're not giving enough funding.
Know, and I'm saying the diaspora cannot give funding to the Jamaican government without a mechanism for accountability. We need to know how the money is being spent, where it is going. You know, it cannot be lining people's pockets, and you cannot be keep giving money for specific services. The service isn't rendered. Your program isn't carried out, but there's no money. That makes no sense.
Well, here's one of the things that I want to do.
Should I tell this? Look on this. Should write about this too?
Oh no, look. As you can see, this is the JCF. This is what we have to go through here in the JCF. Yeah, man. Quality service. Yeah, man. See there? See there? Quality service in the JCF.
So they write about that to Ratty?
No.
She never see it.
No,
I think if you know what she write about, you know, and let me finish show her the face better. Because
yeah, man, see there? See there? So me tell, yeah, man. So me tell, push me that, push that. I'm not going right back to pushing it right now. See there? Oh no, look. Oh no, look.
See if she not talk about that. Let me see if she talk about this too. Let me see if she talk about this. Because you see, she have to talk about them, you know. Oh, you talk about the dam. Look at the dam. See the dam, yeah? She talk about this too. She talk about this. And the last part of that, we have to say today, you know, Ratty. This is the dam, you know. You saw it dry. That's how I stick before the rain, so look there. It's a little solar thing when they put on it. She talk about this. Look how far it there, Ratty. Look here. You see down here, sir, and we up there, sir. Let me show you something. The water that we up there, sir, got through it. You saw far it there? You saw dry it is? Eh? This is how the water suck through.
And them say them a fix a problem from 2016. Them say them a fix it.
Am I fix it? So if she not talk about that, she not talk to me. Who she talk to? Remember, you know, every day you have thousands of them things run out. Everybody in the diaspora watching everything. But she right. Remember, Andrew just saying, no, I can't turn it up. And this matter no. Go to she and with them do.
Yeah.
Run some food. She forgot pick her toenail. Woman go and go cut a toenail with a nipper. But
you know something, Wayne. But here's a problem. We are doing what the mainstream media in Jamaica should be doing. Taking this document, these two articles, and saying, but you know, this reflects two Jamaicas, and the Jamaica you're talking about is not the Jamaica that we're seeing on the ground. That's what it should have done. And the thing is, she had an opportunity to do a wide-ranging interview with the Prime Minister to cover all the bases, to look at the problems in Jamaica and get an honest, well, if he can be honest, get you know, an honest response from him. But she didn't. She just glossed over and made it seem as if he's this wonderful leader and the Jamaican Labour Party is this wonderful administration. When people cannot go to the hospital, children cannot go to school, teachers are leaving in droves, nurses are leaving in droves, the police are leaving in droves. So she had an opportunity to address these issues. Yahoo Finance as well, what they're only talking about, oh, it is, you know, basically it's ripe for investors. They are right with that part of it, because investors can go and they can buy Jamaica for little than nothing.
Yeah, send it out to them. So them talk about this too. May I show you the
just wicked and bad.
Every day this, every day.
The police get out and then it's getting out of brother.
Okay. As big as US is, and Canada and UK and them places, you see the police them walk on with M16 rifle over them. Some of them are how much gun are 3 gun one time with rifle. Them just walk on with rifle and just point it by your car and say, I want to come out. All 4 or 5 rifle point by you one time, Ratty. If you can't stop, you ever see that, Ratty? Eh?
You know, remember when the Wikipedia said Jamaica is performing well with democratic governance.
But this is more dictatorship. Look at
I don't know if I make people in talk. I wonder. This is autobadanis. This is autobadanis. I cannot speak to our people and people here.
Please. You have to just look on even at the middle of the road dirty. Now look for the white line for the dirty. You have to look on all the background too, you know. What's your right about? Eh? The place nasty. Everything nasty. Just look. Ratty, I saw you transport people, even if you lock them up or something, I saw you transport them in the back that if you get a leak, then one of them fling out of the back. This dangerous, Ratty. This is a garbage, you know. What's your right say? Eh? Look here.
The whole is not there deal with them with respect and police, man.
Look no ratty, look.
Video is shaking. Yeah, video is.
You see that, look away? See that? Look. Look again.
Video is shaking. Yeah,
I'm boxing, look.
Yeah.
It's a barbaric thing, you know. I wish you're right, Serati. Eh? But you see them things that get you upset, man.
But wait, did you see Google Gaga's response to that video?
None at all.
Well, he responded to it, and he was basically taking sides of the police, because he was saying that, you know, there's a part to the video that, you know, wasn't shown to the public. So he was basically justifying the policeman's behavior.
In a piece of filth. Google your filth. Because if the man the right there, so what kind of part? And you go over there, so go back. Even if the man did something, you'd put him in a handcuff, ma'am. The man sit down in the van. We see him up there, start talk to a youth. So them life, they're not threat and nobody knowing no danger. And you go over there and box him. I'm not talking about part 2 kind of video. Google for just go to man. These things are wrong. Even me see you go shoot people in America and them want him, them go buy him an hamburger to backside when them shoot up the church. Then go buy him things. Me see other people put on them thing and go shoot people. Them not do them like this. Because they not commit a crime against them, they commit a crime against the state. You have to challenge the police for them try and them don't want to kill you, so them want to draw you through the system. And like me I tell because them want to know why you do it. Them want to know if you alone or something, them rather them want to electrocute you or execute themselves. No security.
Yeah, you know, should not talk about somebody just sent me a thing and Dr. Lennon talk about it. By the way, him quote you in some of him things, you know.
Yes.
Him quote you in some of him writings, them. Yeah. I'm watching the program. I never watch it now. Big up yourself, Doc. But them say this 750 million that was borrowed has increased by 75 billion.
75 billion.
Yeah, 75 billion.
Wow.
No, 750 million?
750 million that are US dollars. Has been increased by 75 billion Jamaican dollars.
No, more than that 100 and add. Because let me tell you, remember say 50, remember 1 billion, 1 billion are 150 million. So 500 million that be 75 billion. So half of 75 that be a next 37.5.
I think we might talk about when the time them borrowed to know. You can add another 75 billion.
It was 150 lakh.
Them borrowed the 2020, I think them borrowed.
I mean, I think it is so small like that. Because they 100 and enough. So
it might be that plus the interest. That's what
yes, so it have been near to 100 same. Because 100 billion that you know with that. 100 billion that you know. So even if you cut off something now for it, say you can look back on 2020, look on the rate, and me tell you how much it was. Because enough money, you know. Then we have it up ratty. They have up the money. It can't. See? Yeah, man, never up the money, man. It can, man. See? So it's a big thing that 1 billion and 150. So if even 140, look on 2020 what the exchange rate was.
2020?
Yes. I'll tell them what 750 was. Enough money, man. Then go with enough money, brother. Yeah, man.
But you know, I cannot see how she had this opportunity to speak one-on-one with the Prime Minister and not go into these issues, you know? Because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. The government is getting so much money for various programs. And if they were using the money for these programs, this situation would not be as bad as it is right now.
Okay. Yes.
So 141, 87.
All right. So 140. So 140. So
142. That's 142.
142. So you see it still work out to more than the 75 billion. That's the same way. You see it? because one it'll be 140, and you boss 140, it'll get 70, and then your boss is 70 35, so it'll be 105. Me run it off for 140. 105 billion and more than what we even think, Ratty. 30 billion, you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because 140, your boss not two, you get 70. And if you boss the 70, you have a 35. So you see, you get 105 billion there, so. When we work it at 140, you know, not the 142. So you see, them get more money than what we think, though.
Yeah, if you need to have a brother upon a town hall meeting on Sunday night, man.
Yes.
Yeah, if you have a man, no? Because him like what you do and him quote you in them references.
Yeah, man, we have big up, sir. Big up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Wait, Dr. John Lennon, you talk?
Yeah. John Lennon.
Yeah, man. Big him up. Big up Dr. John Lennon, man. 100. Yes, man. Yeah?
Yeah, so this is what you say, it's a whole heap of money them owe for the 750 million. Just this $750 million, you know. It's a whole heap of money them owe, you know.
Yeah, but
even if you not talk about the interest.
No, that's enough money, brother.
Yeah, just the depreciation alone. Because if you have to pay it back in a US dollars, you know.
Yes.
You have to buy US dollars now, and for buying at a higher rate.
So you get more Jamaican for buy back the US to go get it back, plus the interest.
Right.
So here with the government, you know. All right, so the government will work out something and Andrew and Kanjo and Elijah that try to trick the people, them, right? If you have something for you owe $500,000, right? And you have to pay, they will give a certain amount of years to pay it back. And so they must say you have to pay 10,000. So they might give you, so you pay 50,000. You have to pay it in a 500,000. So you have to pay it in a 10 months. And then give 50,000 per month. You know the 500,000 plus them are put an interest on it, right? Right? 10 that 500. Now if you long it out now, them can make you pay 25,000. But you have to pay them in a 20 months.
Right.
Plus the interest. Because them just double it and long it out. This is what them do now. They move the budget. The budget move from 800 billion to $1 trillion. You know, no, we pay less money because you have a bigger thing, so you can just stretch it out and then give them less and them give some more years to pay it. So you pay less. I be a foolishness. Bro, never come and chat with him already, you know. Let him know so what I'm said.
Yeah, a bunch of people will watch a program I said by especially police officials.
Yes, man.
So we big up Dr. Lennon, you know, because
we big him up. Yeah.
You know, we put things for them. So Dr. Lennon, if you watch a program, big up yourself. I mean, know you watch a program still, because that's the only way you could have quote loan some, because
he's a learned man.
Of course. It's all great, man. But you see, people have the interest at art, you know. You have to be patriotic, not to party. And this and we talk straight. The other day, you know what I do? I show them, because you know sometimes them talk and this and that. When people don't understand, you know, me document my thing them from long time. Cause me, you know, me I travel a long time and live all over the place and them thing. Enough people don't know, you know, unless you show them. But remember, me have everything can show them. So you can't take me up and say me did this, so when me never did this on it with timestamp and everything. Me I say be careful. Me can't get a lot of you know. I mean that I play nice because me document the thing. Back in our mother and father days, remember when you get a look at one picture in a black and white, you feel nice, you know. See? Now we have things to document. We document it. You understand? So when me did push part of the world, we document these things and keep them. You understand? I mean, I showed them the other day, my daughter, you know, a 12th grade that. And my daughter graduate and she do what kind of science? She do some science thing there, you know, and some psychology, you know, and health science. There's health science and some things, right? Where she has studied, right? A university for September, right? And then you have, you know, another student right there. So, and most of them pass through this because she got one of the school them where it have opportunities. One of the 5 brightest in the whole entire nation. So it could. But you want some school in Jamaica to rise up to these kind of challenges. You know, you see me as Sarati? It can't be that when at school, like I went at Clash or one of them school and I'm on guard and we not good. When you have a one.
Hey,
Yes.
The doctor just sent me a thing, I watch live.
Yeah, man, big up
Dr. Lennon.
It
Yeah.
can be
Yes, much respect to Dr. Lennon. Yes.
Yes, man. So it can be ratty that when I look at one kid pass, if you go up a campaign, then you run out and say, well, a child here, and it make a big newspaper and you say, John, more all children in Jamaica get the same opportunity. There, and you want to say, do something good? The one of the youth, them are wipe the car glass on them, they're supposed to depend on the street. Now, I talk about go bad up the parents that I know. And follow where the one they attack, I'm attack crap, because if you go take thousands of children now from the parents, you have a place to go put them. I remember say you have people in them home there who are rape after little boy and girl, And I drop me a make. That need to stop, People need to hold to account to these things. Yeah? It need to stop. Any country will put the kids them and old people last is a failed state. Country can't run so. You catch them from them small. So remember, the old people, them pay them dues already, Enough of them are 40 years. And when you say retirement and you want to live your life in peace, if you're sick ratty, you don't have an ambulance. You don't.
Exactly.
And time when you're sick at 2 o'clock in an early morning and think you're living at some rural place, who are going to come for you, you're dead in your bed. You don't even have a vehicle for drive. And then even if you go to the hospital, then put you on bench, you sit down. You more feel like lie down and you're weak, Them not have no bed. When you look up here, roads and all kind of things that run at the hospital, them they are dump. You can't deal with people like this, man.
But Wayne, you're speaking about the breakdown of infrastructure in Jamaica in such a way, and it is all caused by greed. And I heard this quote from somebody. I don't want to call his name, but it begins with Will and ends with Rattigan. And he said that greed is like salt water. The more you drink of it, the thirstier you get.
Yeah.
And it's a very true point. When you think about it, greed has taken over these politicians, that every cent that comes in, instead of thinking of how they can use it to benefit the people of Jamaica, they are thinking how they can use it to benefit themselves.
But Maria, let me throw something at you. I'm looking at the poll, the recent Anderson poll, right? And it says biggest challenges in Jamaica. And have you seen it?
Who is that?
The latest Anderson poll. Yeah, have you seen it?
No.
All right. Well, you've seen it, Herb, right?
Yeah.
All
right. You see it, Lonesome?
Yeah, man. I think I saw
all right. No, well, let me ask Maria, because she never see it. Maria, what do you think if you're living in Jamaica, right? Kind of put yourself in Jamaica based on what we know. What do you think would be the biggest challenge for you in Jamaica?
The biggest challenge for me?
Mm-hmm.
The biggest challenge for me would be corruption. That's the truth of the matter. Corruption.
All right.
Because everywhere you go, corruption is the problem.
And here's the problem: corruption now is now baked into that cake. Because guess what happened now? Corruption is number 4 on the list. 8%. People believe that corruption is the biggest thing. You know what they say? Crime and violence is number 1.
But corruption with crime and violence.
But what happened? Them separate it up, because them really should do a better job at asking the question.
Yes.
The methodology. But in an event, it's a crime and violence number 1. 45% say that's the biggest challenge. Cost of living. I remember this woman just said Jamaica is economically, what she said it was? I want me to do the paper. She said Jamaica is a model of economic resilience. It's number 2.
Yes.
The cost of living is number 2. 16% say that it's the biggest challenge for them. Number 3 is unemployment, but they should also add underemployment in there as well.
Yes.
So it started with cost of living. Corruption is number 4, 8%, because people have now come to accept it as a way of life in Jamaica.
You see that? And that corruption, they can change up the whole thing.
Because it is at every level of the society.
Me just pick up. Dr. Lennon, Dr. Lennon good enough. We just pick up the man. Dr. Lennon, sure, you're good, man. You're good.
But you know what? With crime and violence at 45%, you have to ask yourself the question, since 2016 till now, the amount of money they spend, they just do a exposition with man come out of the ceiling on him head top, right?
Yeah.
And we are laugh, but this is serious business. We are laugh.
It is serious, yeah.
But not just laugh because it's comical. And them spend the most money, you know. Most money, over $1 billion, I think them spending. At least that is what Dr. Chang said them did commit to spend from 2016. And look at it. It's the #1 challenge in Jamaica. 45% said the biggest challenge in Jamaica is crime and violence.
All right. This is what Dr. Lennon did tell them to do. We forgot to talk about it. This is the solar system when Dr. Lennon, man. Dr. Lennon, yeah, man. You see him that tell about the solar, you see it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that, remember me have elephant brain, you know. Yeah, say Dr. Lennon, yeah, man. Dr. Lennon, good man. Remember me?
Yeah.
Yes, man.
But I mean, this is just, Jamaica is just mired in problems, man. Mired in problems.
Yeah.
And then the point to the high rise is going up and say, look, you know, economic boom because housing boom and all that stuff.
Housing boom, but you don't have the money to buy a house.
But housing boom for whom is the question. Housing boom for whom?
Well, the Prime Minister, let me answer that. The Prime Minister, the promise, how much 70,000 euros is?
You know, yeah, out of...
I'm gone. Can it be term I don't know, you know? The next term I done. From when? Until the next term I done, yeah? And he promised some other thing, but he said that was the first term. So this
what the place out near River, not Rivertown, out one of them bulldozer place, man.
Yeah, the one where them take down the people them out of Bernard Lodge.
Yeah, him saying he might get them houses too and up to
you can't have 70,000 houses around there. So,
no.
So, me don't know.
But let me ask this, Lonesome. Let me ask you this one time, and you give me an answer. I'm never so sure if you're serious or
yeah,
just that.
Serious, man.
We're trying to help out the Prime Minister now. So, Prime Minister, if you watch, pay careful attention, or if your minions are watching,
yes,
minions, you know, take copious notes because you're going to have to report this to him later. We're going to help out the Prime Minister. Now start with you, and then we'll ask her and Maria.
Yes.
If you, I just want one thing to ask him. If you, we know what you're going to say, but
yeah,
we know what you're going to say. We know what you're going to say. And you're going to say it emphatically. We know what you're going to say, but let me ask you. All right. Let me ask you now, give the Prime Minister one thing that him can do for kind of reverse everything that's going on right now and come back on track. Give him one piece of advice. Just one. Not a word, just one.
Well, let me tell you, just one.
Let me hear what you say if you're consistent. Let me hear you say.
No, I'm consistent. Just say come back on track. So I give you something else.
No, just give one. Just give one. Forget about come back on track. Just give him one. One thing for make things better.
Make things better?
Yeah.
Cool. Which one the Prime Minister you talk?
You don't want to do that, no.
Him? Make things better?
Wait, what the one thing is?
Only thing you can just go to prison for me and give back the money.
You're close. The last time I asked you, you tell me.
Make things better for me.
The last time I asked you tell me.
See
if you resign.
I was supposed to say the only thing you can do is resign. That's what I was. Just resign.
No.
Yeah, and give back the money. Yeah,
Herb.
Yeah, just resign.
That's a Herb.
Yeah.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, he broke it. He's got to fix it. I would want him to clean up the mess, follow everything that Integrity Commission tell him to do, and then he can resign after that.
No, but I'm going to clean it. It's not a man to clean up mess for him left. And talk cards, I'm going money for clean it.
Make more mess.
But Herb,
here's my number one.
To clean up the mess, you know, if he broke it, and he should fix it.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. He got to go. He's the problem because he has to fix himself first. He cannot fix the things downstream when he at the head is rotten to the core. He has to fix himself first.
Here's the one thing I have here. I have several, but the first thing I have is say, start delivering on the promises you made going back to 2016.
No, but I get tricked.
Go back.
I get tricked, brother. Because now it are going an election cycle. So I'm going to take off the slippers and walk through water like Jesus again and say, I'm going to do this. And then him cover the road with liquor paint. And you think say, I'm do something now. And then him start hand out. And then you say, oh, him come back on track. Next time, your teeth them come out of head. The next time, you can't run no risk with that guy. That guy is dangerous. Can't you? Him can you one time and can you 2 term. You can't make him can you 3 term.
All right, it make about what? I don't know, lots of promises, right? Back in 2016 and 2020. So what if, let me ask you, what if him come out now, a month from now and say, all right, you know what? We find the money and we're going to do all of them things there, and we're going to table all of the bills and what we talk about, and we're going to do all this. We're going to do all this complete. Him have a cabinet retreat and him say, listen, folks, we're going to do something for the Jamaican people because we promised them and them wait long time and we haven't delivered. And him start do it. Would you take him at face value if him start, you see the work actually being done? Would you take it at and say,
no,
okay?
no, what kind of work on face value?
No.
Listen. So what am I gonna do? First of all, them are gonna declare them asset. First of all, them not gonna want to do certain things. And then me not take no face value. Me not want nothing to do with that, Joe. You swear you come here, you have to truthful to the people, them and something you have to reverse.
No, so all right. So him they beyond redemption then. So him can't.
Yeah, but Vatican, in the words of the late great Maya Angelou, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time.
But the people that
take the second time, we get 2 chances already. So all right,
you can't run with Anjo. And a party business and depend about him, turn it up. Where you do? Turn it up and run go to mouthpiece and then when go to the do man
at this point in time, I think we have to try to groom, not groom, but facilitate Mark Golding.
Well, that's the next question.
Because Andrew Holness is just damaged goods. That's the truth of the matter. He's not and the thing is, it's not like Andrew Holness is trying to do better, you know. He's not. He's really not. He has dug his heels in, and he's determined to be disrespectful and destructive both at the same time.
And Maria, listen now.
Yeah.
If the Prime Minister can come and tell you, just push up him and pay himself and go pay $1 billion for tell him them foolishness with up on the paper.
Exactly. It's a waste of money. It's a waste of money.
On the paper, brother and sisters. The man no put answer, listen now. Here what we're gonna do, we're come in with new legislation that we can resend your vote, right? You take back your vote, right? And you fire
recall election.
The recall election. So you recall. What them call resend? Which recall? Them call it a resend your vote. Resend your vote. Okay. So if you have the MP in your area and him not work, you fire him. And him can't cross the aisle with one. So him have to talk to you before him go to Parliament. If him did come with something like that, you'll say, well, no, nothing like that. The man come with some cheap thing and give people $1 billion. You know, when we hear them read out for the constituency, 4 million for each constituency for uplift the constituency, 4 million. So them pay what them get
but
more
also,
than what the constituency I get. The constituency with 80,000 people living in one of them, 100,000, 60,000. That don't make no sense to me.
No, but also Wayne, if he was serious about doing better, given with the salary increases that they gave to themselves, he would have gone back to Parliament with his finance minister and rolled it back. He didn't do that.
Yes.
He didn't do that. And he knows that he cannot just say, I am not taking my salary. He knows it doesn't work that way. And he comes out and he says this nonsense about, oh, the opposition leader is the highest paid politician in the country, which is a lie. It is a lie. He, Andrew Holness, and his wife are the highest paid politicians in Jamaica. Okay? And he did not go to Parliament and say, okay, we hear the people of Jamaica. We are not going in order to make this right, we're going to roll it back. He didn't do that. And that's the only way to solve the problem. That's the only way. So he's really not serious about doing better. He's taken the Jamaican people for granted for far too long. And you have a media that, you know, they have really lost their teeth. And they're not holding him accountable, yet they will drag Mark Golding for nonsense. For nonsense.
So we people like us, like motivate people like us for hold them accountable. We not beg nothing from them. We hold them accountable, them for move. Them for go away. You understand? We have to hold them accountable. This we can't take this no more. This is one bag of foolishness. You understand? Yes. This is one bag of garbage.
One of the things that has to happen though is for the mainline media, the Gleaner, the Observer, to start turning their investigative reporters loose. They have to begin a process of looking into everything. If Dr. Lennon can leave the UK and come down and find things wrong in Bauxite and with the IMF plan and all these other things, certainly the Gleaner, the Observer can do a better job of reporting and key on the very things he's talking about. They gave him one mention in the Gleaner and that's all I saw, right? They have to get on the ball, and according to what NIA is saying, they are training members of the media to do investigative reporting. And NIA themselves, National Integrity Action, is supposed to be doing investigations and reporting as well as doing court cases. My thing is they need to step up and join Attorney Rattigan in filing some of these court cases.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ratty.
Yeah, me just send it. Yeah.
When them build this stuff, you're mouse or a rat.
Yeah.
What is? No, but Mr. What?
That are the houses them where the first family are building a veer.
So tell me something now. After Andrew said poor people fear a big house. So this hour. No, but me want to know this hour. A house this?
The residence.
It's a joke, man.
What's the price on them?
I didn't get the price. But
that's a joke.
They just finish up them houses there in Veer.
Is that low cost housing or what?
Yeah, you have 10 million, 15 million or something. People don't have the money, but that's a joke. I bet you have the land and build, and them prepare the land and then make you go build. Because most of you build you buy a material and you get the money for buying. You build a bigger place, better place. Them prepare it, put in the certain facilities. Them that run the pipe, them that run the sewer and run them. So them prepare the land. Yeah, and then you have your plan and you give them and then pass that and you build.
Maria just mentioned something, said that we should have. She said groomman and she said no. She used a different word, prepare or something like that. Mark Golden. If Mark Golden no, what advice would you give him? And I tell you why I say give him advice, because I'm looking at the poll, right? And I see where it says that PNP surges ahead, because the PNP a year ago, they were, when the poll was conducted, 18%, JLP at 34%. Now, PNP gone ahead 30.2% or 30%, and JLP dropped down from 34 to 25%. Right? So right now they have a 5% lead. But then when you look at the favorability, Wholeness is still leading Mark Golding.
I'm gonna believe in that, I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna
believe. But you have to believe in that. You can't this party believe in
that. Let me tell you what them do now. Because if you have 21%, if Jamaica, analyze Jamaica, well, them use a little percentage, because you have to think how much people. If you have 79% of people now vote for you or nothing, and you lose most of that now out of your 21. Me know most people now, because you have no people vote for only like the man when me show I said, me I blind. And when you hear more and more, so you see that? I don't think him have no chance of standing.
No, but hold on a second. All right, before you answer the question about favorability between Golding and Wholeness, right? Remember, we just hear the one about a year ago and now, right? That the PNP surged from 18% to now 30%, right? Then the next question, does the JLP deserve another term? 47% said no. 31% said yes, right? So now you have the PNP a surge ahead as a party, and you have people that say JLP does not deserve a term. But then when you look at the leadership, They say, well, they still prefer wholeness.
No, because if it's like how much that means that more sound like a tie because they have
no. Him surge, but I'm still behind.
No, but what like what 53, 54 tie.
Yeah, but no, but but look.
Yeah.
The difference between the right now.
It couldn't tie so close neither because that can't say.
Well, the difference between the two party right now, them say is that the electorate's opinion of the two parties, PNP 30%, JLP 25%, right? Does the JLP deserve another term? 47% said no, 31% said yes. So you can see in this case, it's what, 16%?
Remember the favorability because
and the favorability now, But when the question when I ask is that the party that we are ahead, right? Yes. But the leadership is still.
Yeah, but what the leadership? Tell me the percentage of the two of them.
All right, the two of them is
53, 54?
53.2 and 54.5.
Yeah, because that are more tie because 2% over 2% behind.
Yeah, but the question I'm ask is that
I mean I think them have a tie up there. So.
But what I say is that the party gone way ahead of the leader, right?
Yes.
So I ask you, what can the leader? The question I know, what can the leader do to match the steps and the progress of the party?
No, but the leader don't do what I do already and I match it because if the party
but Rattigan, I can understand that the sentiments that Mark Golding is not bombastic and all of that, but he's an astute leader. And if the party is surging ahead, then I would dare say the leader is surging ahead because he's the leader. So whatever the policies that are attracting the people to the People's National Party, that is also under the leadership and the stewardship of Mark Golding.
Right. But
so they might not like him.
Hold on, Maria. What Maria said to you. All right. So Mark go around the place. I know them now look on them. I know say I know Paul Well, I know Lisa, and I Mark himself. So if he leave the party and move it there, so that mean him that a statistic that a tie, When they fought 53 points up now, when they 54, that a tie because what them say error or something like 2 points up or 2 points behind or something like that. That them use. So that I like more.
No, but listen to the question I ask. The question I ask so we are saying Mark shouldn't do not more than what he do right now.
No, I say Mark must say no. He continue to do what he do because you see in a space.
No, that means him shouldn't do not more than what he do right now.
Just continue what he do.
All right, but
there's always real. Well, I not keep it real because
there's always room for improvement. So me ask you.
No, man, you have room for improvement because listen, don't him climb from February to now.
Yeah.
That means him climb.
Yeah, but what me ask you is that is there anything else him can do? Right?
No, what I want him do. Let me tell you what I want him do. Keep it real, same way.
No.
We're not ratty. Keep it real. Talk to the people, then you're good. Because by the end of the day, don't come and blast like what Andrew do and tell the people about a lie and about a promise and them thing there. Don't mix up in another corruption. Run them where in your part to corrupted. Don't deal with it like that. Because some of them might have vexed, but got you with a thing where you with a fine tooth comb. We don't want criminal, we don't want a light bulb people, we don't want some people where.
All right. Somebody just sent me a good point. Somebody just sent me a good point. Them say, what are, which is a better question than the one I ask you.
Yes.
What can Mark do then to get the people, the undecided people, to be converted to come to the PNP?
But we don't know how much undecided. But if we just continue,
them get a number upon that. Them get a number upon the thing about the undecided.
You want them get?
I would say he needs to improve his messaging and open up his communications team. He needs a very good communications team, and his messaging. Be forceful with his messaging. Hammer is, what is it that he's about? How is he going to be forceful with his messaging? Mark Golding is not going to be bombastic. Mark Golding is not going to go out there and beat up his chest and carry like a hooligan. It's not going to happen.
Do they have a PR person?
No, but what them doing? No. Remember, No, let me tell you what.
He needs to work on his communication. As I said, her PR. He needs to improve.
Hear this, Maria. Hear this. When you have, if him can pull off that, with all of the media, the one them are out there, they look at one them, they on the ground. Them are do mouthpiece thing and go around them and search like that. That means I do something good here.
But hold on, that's
a very valid point. That's because the local media knocks him for any and everything, whether it is real or fake.
And try to steal from him. That for the media, and him still search because them have the one where a pocket of money and all kind of things right now work. You understand? So it now work. So the media no right and yes, them a search. Them can't hold him. All them to keep it real and do no corruption with who.
Yeah, and make sure he has a slate of candidates that are honest.
And when you say
will sign the code of conduct.
People hold him accountable to what him say. Don't come and make no promise and say this and that and don't make no
exactly. Don't make promises he know he cannot see through.
Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Well, here's something that we're not. Where I think with that, and one of the reasons for ask a question is to say if we not see this in the peripheral vision. Yes. One of the reasons I think that the PNP and Mark are doing well is because of shows like this.
We know that.
Because we open up the eyes of a lot of people in Jamaica.
You know.
Had it not been for shows like this, they wouldn't see some of the corruption things what we are talking about, they would have never known.
See it. Because that's why Andrew me know say him not like somebody them not gonna like because but me not care because the feelings neutral though. Same thing, like the feelings neutral.
He might invite you to run as his deputy PM.
And them not like retinoid. The feelings neutral.
Somebody coming from
Jamaica. Well, too bad.
Somebody coming from Jamaica.
The feelings neutral.
Somebody coming from Jamaica today and say that them here through the grapevine that them lower them tone and them say, hey, the green people them say, whatever I take, them can't make you win the lawsuit. Yeah, them can't make it, and them have to try and stretch it out past it, or if them will finish it quickly, but them can't make you win the lawsuit because that will be devastating for the party. Listen, me now bring a lawsuit against no party. I bring a lawsuit against a government official.
Individual that you say is corrupted the system.
Yeah.
Right? And the bottom line is they are jumping up and down and changing figures to justify her actions. But at the same time, they would throw her under the bus because every one of them contributions has her name next to it.
Yeah, you see it, right? Yeah,
most definitely. So she's being thrown under the bus.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm hearing that now them have some serious discussion and people are talking and say, boy, we don't know how much longer we can keep her on board because this has shed too much light on we and now some of we will get exposed. So it better fish.
Not just that, the fact that Campbell himself also is holding out and Integrity Commission is bringing him up on charges. That's her deputy.
That's her deputy, yeah.
Right. So
I was her deputy. I'm gone now. Terry Long, I think take over, Yeah, but
so both of them are in the hot water.
Somebody mentioned that them said that Marlene, the Minister of Port, said that I don't know who this Andrea said, but she said that because we are foreigner because we're naturalized in our country, that's not a part of the Commonwealth. We never hear that statement there, but want to think about that.
Which one?
The statement is that Marlene Mallow Ford said that we are foreigner because we're naturalized in a country that's not a part of the Commonwealth.
We naturalized in a country that's not a part of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, but Canada's part of the Commonwealth.
Of course.
Yeah.
Jamaica is still a part. We don't come out of the Commonwealth yet.
But America is not.
No, right. America is not.
The bottom line here is you can't access for $3.5 billion when COVID come around. And continue with over $3 billion when prior to COVID it was only 2.3 billion we were sending home.
Yes.
So now that we're making a higher level contribution, you can't tell us we don't have no standing in court down there and we don't have the right to participate in rewriting of the Constitution, right? Our money bring us to the table. It earns a lot more money than the tourism, bauxite, or any other industry they have down there. Is there anything, am I making a mistake here? Is there anything that says the diaspora $3.5 billion is not the top money maker for the government.
Them say it, you know, when them ready, you know, when they want to please them, because we know we put in more money than the liquor tax so them get from tourism. And we can't tell the people them say we don't want no government come sit down and tell me about investor when them a build them hotel, carrying them own workers and then treat our people like slaves and then you just sit down there for nothing at all. Getting nothing. I live off a gratuity. But you must take it, you know, them may take it and pay with it. Them a pay with handout, and them not pay with the real money where you work. Handout money. Thick money them I use pay you. I'm not joking, you know. Thick money. Most of the time I tell you, say, don't harass the tourists and don't talk to them. You can't do it in them country. Eh? All them country, me, all right, me fly people and move people. Me I pay a $300 a night, me I pay for room. $300 for one, you know. Them now have no pool. I just the Hilton and thing. Them now have no pool, them just have them room. In a Jamaica now you take we sea and give them. The whole sea. Me and plus them have pool and all kind of things. But me I book it, them not them run up one, them have to just take what them get. And me still have to pay $300 a night. You understand? For who me I bring in. For each of them. See? Them now no see in a Jamaica you can't even go near you don't harass tourists. Don't do this and don't do that. It's wrong. Be a foolishness going to Jamaica. And by the way, let me just say something to you, Ratty. Let me just say something to you. You see, with Mark, as I said before, you know, no care what them want to say. And a Lord nice do this, you know. You look on your CV, you look on what you do and where and how successful I'm on the move. That means because we don't want no corruption or corrupted people move come again and I grab out the purse and I do all kind of things. The bag of nice and make a bag of nice don't mean nothing to me, you know. More hear what you say and I can dissect you and hold it to account.
All right. I was listening to an interview today with the interview of the Kenyan Prime Minister. And they were asking him basically how did he achieve this because he had to break through like the family tradition, the Kenyattas, they rule.
Family tradition,
yeah. And him said because him said Kenyans are now a mature electorate. All right? Because him said they've gone past partisan politics and now they're issue oriented. Now, if we can get Jamaicans, right, to go past the tribalism, the tribalism and the partisanship and just vote on
exactly.
issue, then you know, best man win.
Yeah. I mean, I thought for the start, but not do it, but you put it in place.
Right.
You want to see proper education system and health system. Because remember, healthy nation is a wealthy nation. Because if you get them people there, you know, and them eat proper and everything, and them have something, can you imagine 2 million people are starved, man? And them can't say a lie. You call people and the amount of people are begging something and ask them what them eat. You can't live by rice and butter. You can't even buy chicken back good. Eh?
Unless you are poor.
But you know something, Wayne? You know something?
Yeah.
If the People's National Party is serious, I mean, they're surging in the polls, but if they're serious and they listen to this program, they can get so many insights as to how to put together right now a government that will work for the Jamaican people.
Work for the people.
Let me give
I
you
don't want
insight.
some light bulb people again, neither, nothing like that.
No, we don't need no. I'm so good with that. You see, Jess beat that guy in Kern Spencer. So that's a good path to be on. You cannot have these corrupt people in politics anymore.
You know what? Anything we're corrupted, don't work with them. Don't do it. You know, business. I could have your twin. Them for go away.
You know, and Mark can also make himself more accessible, especially on social media. Because if the local media is not listening, don't want to engage with him, he has social media platforms that will engage with him.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, the social media platforms have more power and more leverage than the local media.
Here's one thing that him can use and beat them over the head with. I have two issues that I know if him use them two issues, hands down. One, the beach issue. If him force the beach issue, to say, look, Prime Minister, with the stroke of a pen or whatever else is necessary, you can make Jamaicans of all stripes, PNP, JLP, uptown, downtown, round town, have access to our national heritage, the beaches, not just these corporations, resorts. These resort corporations, not just them and the tourism and the tourists. The second one is the government's failure to sign the code of conduct.
Yes.
How can you not sign a document like that?
Oh, you listen to a guy like Kanjo. Oh, we can't listen to Kanjo Because you know, see what's pan where you say, all you promise a break. Him talk, I'm at a fuck him say, him have bring in legislation. You know, remember 2016 when him say that people can tell you part truth and half truth and trick you for vote for them, and that him a try do again.
And then them say, and then them poison you, and then them say, and then
poison you. And that him a try again. We not allow it. We not going to allow these things to happen no more. It's done. And your mouthpiece now go run with it because we not going to allow it. I remember the man was sitting in the chairman now wilderness, yeah? And see, when he get this one and see the rebel over there, so. And see Maria and see Herbia. I remember tell you this. We wield more power than where you feel when we sit on my chair. You remember the kind of, just look on my background when I do. So check my CV. Remember all of them veterans there. I'm a family, yeah? Yeah, man. So I wield more power out there, so. Me have millions of followers. Me know, I never know. So let me just tell you if I'm no. Because I know, no. Because you know, sometimes I thought they might think, so, oh, them just step on the blog. I do vlog. No. The man that will on this. Same lonesome. Go check my CV. With everywhere you think about the world. Remember, you know, we carry a bigger name. We're not a politician. Our name liver and favor. Yeah? When me do not do man, no step when we step yet, man. So we're good. So when we say we know in you, remember, do we know in you neither? Yeah? Because them know righteousness we are deal with straight. We know in the foolishness. Can't jump over people them around here. We know in it. Yeah, man. Straight fire. Yes, and straight fire narrative. Straight fire. Hey, never play your thing. Art, me never want to play. Me never want to play it neither. The artists have bun. Hey, them things on fire. Me never want to play that thing there, you know. See? I don't even want to play it. I don't want to play it. Then me see it. The artists go on bad, you know. Yeah, man. Remember what we do, man. And for decades, I'm top of decades. So when you hear the man of the wilderness, not me alone, man. I know for we, man. And I care if you draw a card pan loans, so I draw a card pan the whole fraternity. You can't do that. I remember
one of the things, I have an article will come out recently. Now.
Yes. You know, something when I'm thinking about you know, Mark Golding and the fact that he has the capacity to be a great leader, given that he comes from a background of service. So he would have learned from a very early age the importance of service. And so he has the opportunity to be a terrific leader, a dynamic leader, but he has to make himself accessible. And you know, and the truth is, he doesn't have to become somebody else for the sake of what? Fitting in? No. Be himself, because his authentic self is his best self.
Two things I say. You have, you know, this month. Remember, this month I'm Earth Strong, you know, the 20th, I think, by the 19th. So I go all over the minds. So I know, you know, me have an idea how them think, how them move. And even Bro Devil too, you know, by the 22nd, but you have the evil. It's where you get the evil in that month, them evil, you know. But them we can match them evil because we know them move. We can play draft, we know them move, we study them. Gregory Isaac, this month here. Rest in peace, rest in Zion. John Holt, Buju, Leonard, Merciless. Yes, in Zion, I feel one of it yesterday. Saying, my granddaughter at the fort, you know. See, I got celebrated with America, you know. Tuesday, you know. Yeah? You know, Ratty? See? So Mark roll over the mind like my son. My son at the 19th, you know, me at the 20th, you know. So I roll over. But me said, well, you know, the evening of this. I saw him say, you say, it hurt me. Stubborn to, you know. Coolness. Stubborn. But me, you know, we know we can't oof them because we know the move.
You remember, and we talked about it before, but I just saw an article yesterday. And it jogged my memory about what he said. Remember, he was at a church, I think at the church on Washington Boulevard near Sandy Gully. And he said that he was no longer concerned about popularity. He was more concerned about
his legacy.
About legacy, right? And I was saying, but this is a young man. We have thought legacies for the historians. Well, here's an article that came out a few days ago. It says, it is not the prime minister who determines the greatness of his leadership. The people of Jamaica will make that decision. Self-praise is no recommendation, and effective leadership will always speak for itself.
Yeah.
2 words.
So, all right, good word. And next thing again, before, because I see with 3 hours knock off already, you know. Yeah, man. So hear this now. Mark when me check it the other day, cause we have a bedroom crash, and him up a Mona Rehab. I'm marking the chairman up there now. Take over him father thing when father leave off, yeah. So when you in a motor vehicle crash and you get gunshot and you can't walk and thing, up there end up after the hospital done with you.
So for rehab.
Yeah, so you see the contribution so big that about him don't talk about it. And that me like see him just slow it and just leave it and just, you understand? So
right, and that's why I'm saying that he has a background where the depth of service runs very deep. And if he anchors himself in service, he will make a great leader, because then he would be selfless in service of the people.
Are you trying to tell me that Lisa Anna will never make a return to the PNP? That she still don't have designs and leading the PNP?
Lead, but you don't want nobody to come with no design and lead. We're tired of that now. You know, we want when somebody come to lead the country and run the right way and then put the people first, not themselves. And PSOJ, me I fight against them, you know. Them not good enough. Them are the worst thing for Jamaica, you know, because you see, let me tell you, when them other politicians spend a bag of money, look how them easy to spend money, because the politician them give them everything and give them waivers and everything. And stepping at the people them next. So them give them money when a voting time and everything. And then even if them come out of power, them can get kicked back, because the politicians say, well, yo, we and the PSOJ, we take care of you. And you take care of we. Then they mash up the country. That happened to 82, you know. So you mash up the country for just greed. And I realize that you get old and you're gonna die one of the day then. You can't mash up a place where you're born and grow. That's not good.
So Babaton they try call, you know, him say want make a call to the program.
Yeah, all right.
You see him call you? You see him call you?
They can call back.
Babaton, if you listen, call back now, because we get ready for...
You all get ready for knock off, so yeah.
So you have to call now. Him say him call, me give him the Jamaica number.
Yeah, man, that's all right. Yeah, man. Them call back. So you know what the most thing there, because right away, if you say that up there, so now it'll do good things. Right now, because when you get discharged from this and you learn to walk back and everything, and them are doing it. The chairman for up there continue and father and mother work.
When the foundation start off, there's something we have to look at, you know, where the doctor tell about him say, yeah, you have to look on the contracts them, because you know under the ATI. Exceptions, right? Because you know them supposed to give you the information, but one of the exceptions is that certain contracts and things like that them not gonna give you. So we have to find a way to get the contracts with China and the new hotels, the IMF, IDB, World Bank, BPOs, local lenders, LNG company, JPS, bauxite companies. We have to get all of them contracts done and go through them with a fine tool, come and see how the Jamaican people are benefit and how them are lose after them contract.
True.
Yeah, you know something, Mark Golding has an opportunity to be an effective leader right now, but he's going to have to dig his heels in for the sake of the country and do some things that are uncomfortable and will be unpopular, but will be the right things to do for the country.
And it wouldn't be unpopular, Sir Monday, it's unpopular to the big boys then. But when you can't
exactly. You see, he has examples that he can pull from, but he also can look back at his own background and how he was raised in a family of service, and let that be his guidepost.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think he would? His spine is strong enough to deal with the PSOJ? And I'll tell you why. What if let's say he you know his party wins and then he's appointed he's elected within the party to become the prime minister, and now we say, okay, you have to keep your beach promise. So now you have to go to all of the big name people and the top couple.
You like Commander do before? Who like Commander do the backside?
Right, but I'm asking you.
People them if you please, and then put you then at the PSOJ them to move. Remember, we against them.
As long as he's doing his job.
PSOJ, remember, we there in a million because we're not selling nothing. So remember, if you stand up against me, you know, remember me at the same thing I go na 100-fold too. Me I tell you no, cause so me stay. Don't play with me. Me not care when I mash up the country. People for tell you no in a real life. Remember my friend killed broad and wide, you know. You understand? So me say the man in the wilderness. Sometimes you have to fling your weight around to, you know.
Yeah.
Them know you know so like.
True that.
You think Mark would be able to talk to like the Stewarts, the Azans, the Azars, all
Of
of the
course.
people who have.
Remember,
and
I'm a businessman and I
you
know
have to
them
make,
too, you know.
yeah, and then said to them, say, listen, I make a promise to the Jamaican people that they will have unfettered use of the foreshore and the water, the beaches. You can build your hotels, and if they want to use your services, they'll have to pay for your services. But you can't lock off the beach to the ordinary Jamaican. They have to be able to use the beach. You think you'll be able to say that to them?
Of course. You say it and rally your people them and make the people them and tell them, say, no, we never sell to the beach. And we can't sell to the beach. Because in all of them area, in them country, as I said before, the hotel them, not there the beach like that. If you go to come to the beach.
Exactly.
You drive, go book a hotel where you book it and them. You don't even have pool. It's too cool if you have the pool outside. More than two of them, you have them little thing. But you know, and like about no pool, and about no pool in a them place. You understand? So them know that. You can't come at Jamaica, come take away your whole beach and then police, all police, resources. Yeah, we have spent taxpayers' money for lock up all the people say you're a tourists. Every country put them people, them citizens first. Jamaica alone put them back because it's a slave heaven. No, it's a slave hell. Can't be a heaven, it's a slave hell. Well, it's run by a bird devil, so it's a hell anyway.
But you know, the thing is, you know, as long as he's doing the job of the people who elected him, I'm not saying the private sector organization doesn't have a role, but the private sector organization should not be dominating the people of Jamaica so much so the education, the whole infrastructure in Jamaica is broken down.
Yes.
And also, as long as people can send their children to school, have a livable wage, have hospitals that are working, police stations that are working. The PSAJ cannot dictate to the Prime Minister, if that's Mark Golding, how he's going to run the country.
I'm not that fact. Remember, go Jamaica, you know what I do? I start boycott the biggest company down there. When they just take one of the biggest brands, don't buy nothing from them. Them overhead too big, they will trample them same time. And when you trample the rest, one, the rest tremble like a leaf. Tremble. You do it with the bank too. Make crumble one of the bank them. One of them will have to crumble them. And if we do that and the other one, they take we crumble the next one. You just boycott them, you know, do nothing, you know, just don't buy none of that.
But Wayne, that is part of it.
Yes,
but he also has to address the corruption problem. Hold people accountable for corruption. I mean, even in his own party, if they're corrupt, run them out. And if they're whatever he has to do, hold them accountable.
Yes, yes. Don't we are saying now, we are tell the people in Jamaica say at times for we crumble one of them big company who are going like them have too much power from the PSOJ. We have to crumble a bank and crumble one of them big company there. Crumble them. So when you do that, you send a strong signal and know so the people them serious. That's why I said when we start plant up. If them serious like
but, you know, but Wayne, theft is crumbling the banks in Jamaica. Do you realize that?
Yes, man.
Theft is crumbling the banks in Jamaica right now.
Of course. We're sure I'm going to call for me. Baba Tunde. I say, Baba Tunde, we have around 5 minutes now. Where else, sir?
Yeah, greetings to all great people of our sacred planet.
Greetings, Baba Tunde.
Good evening, good
sir, brother.
Yes, sir.
Big up. All right.
Yes.
5 minutes is good enough. I am not asking for all of the support that I hear you are giving to Mr. Golding.
Yes.
Yeah, just a little. All right. So I trust that I'll be able to, you know, get a little percentage of your support for some of the initiatives that we are doing in this part of this place called Jamaica.
Yes.
So what we have done now is to put together a sports initiative, Sports for Life, where the communities within the area that I currently dwell, we're using the power of sports to bring a certain energy and vibe that once existed through Jamaica. Over time, we see that different issues forward, and these sort of things, you know, evolve. You know, part of the premise that I approach things from is to use the sports to regenerate a certain energy. And since I'm a football coach, you know, we always look to use those skills. So the Sports for Life in the Community Initiative is scheduled to kick off on the 22nd of July and go all the way up until 13th of August. And I made specific emphasis to keep it within the communities rather than taking it to UE or UTEC. Because the objective is for the community people them for all and good vibes again. And so thus far we have 14 teams. Yeah, we would love to take a little bit more, but we're not able to do that at this time. So we get Harvestone, and we have teams somewhere in Harvestone, we have teams somewhere in Hermitage, from Goldsmith Villa, from Elliston Flats, Mona Commons, Papine, Tavern, Highlight View, Landlease, Riverview, Clark Street, Dallas, 14 communities. So football and netball, it is 6-a-side football and fast 5 netball competition. Right, so people who are in the Liverspora and in Jamaica can offer their support and help us in this initiative that we have embarked on.
Yes, Baba.
Yeah. Any questions?
No. That's an excellent move, Baba. We're back that initiative in 100, 100.
Yeah.
Yes, man. And you can talk to the people them too, and we're back that, man. We back that. And you tell me anything else on it and how it moves and everything, Yes, man.
So the people who are interested in supporting this initiative, there are numbers that you can call the organizing committee. You can call Babatunda directly at 1876 543 9580. 1876 543 9580 or 1876 354 5561. 1876 354 5561. Email fiwievents@gmail.com. That's FIWI event with a Z @gmail.com. fiwievents@gmail.com. And you should reach us through any of those methodologies. There are different things in the budget that you can help us with. There's a cash prize. There's no entry fee to enter the competition, but there is a cash prize for the winner, for the second place, for the third place. You can choose what on the budget that you can handle or afford. You can choose to support us with that. There's also some for the most disciplined player. There's also something from each team: most disciplined player for netball, most disciplined player for football. What I've also done is to invite out the team from the JCF, and I will be making the same efforts to the JDF to feel the team, because majority of the people who make those two organizations have their roots within what is called the GET or garrison.
Yes.
And I've often, when I reach out to police officers, one of the things I present to them when I have an opportunity to talk to them, I have this thing that I developed: recruit before you shoot. What that means basically, you go back to that community that you uplift from. You carry a bat, you carry a football, you carry a netball, or you carry a bag with some school items in it.
Yeah, man.
Identify a boy and a girl and help them out. So that way, just go back in your community when it's time for shoot. You're going there to prevent the shooting first by using certain methodologies to help up each other.
Let me just put something to that. So all police will come from all these gets, right? They get up.
Yeah.
Me that encourage them when them go back into them get up. Them for go back there. See when I come encourage the pastor then. You can't have so much churches. They get about so much rape and criminality and everything around. That mean the church now going with nothing. Them for move. Yeah, we just start straight as that. Yeah, that mean them have some criminality and them just want to collect people from poor people. Them help mash up. They make people more, put people in poverty more than anything else. So the police them come from the ghetto and you get out and you go join that and thing. You must that me have cousin that same way and some good friend and thing. You have to go back where you come from originally and you encourage you them to do good and everything. You understand? That's how I say community policing. It work, you know. It work. If you was a police and you go back there, you get to no man now aim for you, they might listen you. They might listen Baba Tunde, you come and you go talk to some of your people them and you show them what was good and you continue. I mean, I talk 1 day or 2 days. But you continue. Do a service in your community, you can pass through, listen to the people them. Do you understand when I say Baba Tunde? That helps Jamaica a lot.
Definitely.
You understand? Of course, 100. We talk these things all the time. You know, football, these things. We talk these things all the time.
So we
100%. We are telling people them, you know, support. We can support Baba Tunde on this initiative. Yeah? 100. Yes, I. All right, my brother.
One of the things, Wayne.
Yes, I. Yes, sir.
One of the things you have to keep in mind, you know, is that the recovery of communities is based on how you can marshal the young people in the community to come together and stop fighting one another.
Yes.
And what we have found in the ICS, when we go to St. Lucia, when we went to Guyana, everywhere we have gone, wherever they have been organized in these communities, it's been around sports. And one of the central sports has been football or soccer, as we call it here in the US. So if anybody in the group that thinks they can support this effort with soccer equipment, football equipment, with funds, I would strongly encourage them to do it. You know, we've passed on Baba Tunde's request to the UK, Rudy in the UK. They're supposed to be coming out to Jamaica next year.
All right.
And bring in Arsenal with him. So hopefully that will work. You know, that will be a big draw.
Yes, man. All right, Baba Tunde, me and you going to talk again, you know. We have to talk again, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Give thanks.
And we have to talk again for this because we have to talk, we have to do it a couple more times too and make the people that make a follow up and where you are going, yeah? All right, my brother? Respect. All right.
So we communicate again.
All right, my brother. Respect, yes, sir.
Maximum respect and thanks.
Yes,
Take
brother.
care to all of you. Be safe.
Yes, man.
Okay.
All right. Give thanks.
Yes, man. When my uncle start, my uncle like a dog, you know, say, you see me start shuffling.
The tears start swinging with. So we
never get some feet to you know.
Yeah, man. When my uncle like a dog, you know, say, yeah, my uncle like dog, my uncle like a dog, you know, at this style, you know. My uncle like a dog, so eat some food, you know.
They'll leave you now. So
yeah, man.
Big up yourself. We talk. Maria. Here, stay sweet.
Yes, my brother. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, you're really good when I'm afraid. Keep the dream. What I want to uplift Jamaica, I will tell them. I will know the
okay, Wayne.
Prime Minister. Yes, man. I tell him, Prime Minister, we know the foolish. I remember the line minister. And you see that dictatorship there. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. You know, bully with people. Stop at the police. Them go. The police, you know better than that. Stop bullying the youth, them. Just stop it, man. Work. We could do community police and make the place better. Everything I can just lock up and kill. So, yeah, we can go eat some food. Me go like
later, my brother.
Later, yeah.
All right.
Yes,
everybody.
Okay, all right.